He says that he tells his children to settle abroad. Also, shortly from now, Union Health Ministry is all set to hold a meeting with the states to review COVID preparedness.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
क्या हुआ रोहन? क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं, वो आज से ही थोड़ा-थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Invest once and enjoy guaranteed maturity with life cover with LIC's Dhan Varsha, a single premium plan for your family's security and prosperity.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। मेरा दोस्त है, वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। घोस्ट को कैसे पता मैं अंधेरे से डरता हूँ? घोस्ट मेरा दोस्त है। मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं। जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं। ना आग पकड़े, ना जहरीली गैस छोड़े। वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
Thank you for staying with Republic, and we are now getting you details of a suicide blast that has happened in Pakistan. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan that has claimed responsibility of this suicide attack in Islamabad. This is being touted as the first major terror-related incident in Pakistan capital in a decade, where the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has taken responsibility for it. We are getting initial details of how one policeman has been killed, 4 others are injured, and Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has condemned the incident. Gursimran is with me on the phone line to give us details of the same. Gursimran, tell us more of what had happened. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan claiming responsibility for this attack.
Yes, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan has claimed the responsibility, and they have said that these attacks will continue in the coming days. This is so important to mention that TTP has broken the ceasefire agreement with the Pakistani side, and since then we have seen how intensified attacks are taking place, and they have warned of multiple terror attacks taking place in different parts of Pakistan. We have seen what has happened in the counter-terror department in Bannu, where the entire facility was taken hostage by the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan terrorists, and now this resign attack taking place in the broad daylight that has taken away the lives of one policeman and injuring several others ahead of the namaz of Jummah that was scheduled to take place. And now another threat has come from the TTP that these kind of attacks will continue in the coming days.
Right, Gursimran there getting us details of the suicide attack in Islamabad. Gursimran, thank you at the moment. And while we slip into a short commercial break, a quick check of what's coming up on the other side. After outrage tainted Jagdish Titler has been forced to withdraw from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Also, a crucial meet where the health minister will meet with the state health ministers, and fresh guidelines will be issued for all the states respectively.
Ladies and gentlemen, you expected a puzzle, but for a law person, this is not a game.
Explain it to us, detective.
Everyone is in danger.
All right, when's the murder mystery start?
With Byju's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Byju's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
देखें कौन नया खिलाड़ी आया है।
समझा देते हैं,
प्यार से समझाएंगे, धीरे धीरे से।
वो भी अपनी जुबान में।
ये तो अपनी जुबान है।
जुबान एक हो तो दिल भी एक होने चाहिए। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Everyone looks at the world today. At Hyundai, we go beyond with experiences that take us forward. Inspired by our today, we design your tomorrow. Some said electric is the future. We said, why stop there? At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility, and you are welcome to join us.
And Farooq Abdullah has made anti-India statement again, where he's spoken ill of the forces as well. He's gone on to say, and I quote, that the government has said that with the removal of Article 370, terrorism will end. How many years has it been since its removal? Has terrorism ended in the valley? That's the statement that Farooq Abdullah has made once again. Let's listen into what he said.
देखिए, पहले मैं ये कहूँगा, वो क्यों नहीं जाना चाहते? सुरक्षा नहीं है, नहीं है। सरकार कहती थी कि 370 हटेगा, तो वहाँ सब ठीक हो जाएगा, आतंकवाद खत्म हो जाएगा। कहा था, हाँ? आज कितने साल हुए 370 खत्म हुए? क्या खत्म हुआ आतंकवाद? बेचारे कहाँ मरने जाएंगे? कमाल है।
Time now for a short break. On the other side, we get you details of that massive controversy where RJD leader has said that India is not livable. He tells his children to settle abroad. And very closely tracking the meeting that Union Health Minister will hold with the health ministers of states and also review COVID preparedness.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
বাইরে সিকিউরিটি আর নিজের বাড়িতে এইসব।
दादा बचा लिया आपने।
बेफिक्र कोलकाता जाओ, इंटरव्यू अच्छा ही होगा।
हर बंद राह ओपन हो सकती है, लगता है सिर्फ दिल। एक्सिस बैंक, दिल से ओपन।
अब जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में मोबाइल्स और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पे मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
.2% across India, 35% across English markets, 46% across super prime time, 43% across urban India. Channels that spend crores lose to content. Content wins, landing loses. Republic, the All India #1.
French killer Charles Sobhraj was ordered to be released from jail in Nepal because of poor health. In his first trip outside Ukraine since the Russian invasion, Zelensky lands in the United States. Biden welcomes him. 3 cases of Omicron subvariant BF7. A 2 cases have been reported from Gujarat, while 1 case from Odisha.
And we cut across to breaking news coming in this time from Punjab. Amid COVID alert, where Punjab Chief Minister is holding a COVID review meeting. Chief Minister Maan, who is taking stock of the situation when it comes to COVID preparedness, and the meeting is underway at the CM office. Amandeep will join us live to give us more details of what exactly is being discussed in this meeting and how is Punjab preparing at its end to fight COVID. Amandeep is with us. Amandeep, tell us more.
Well, absolutely, Swisha. The point is that Chief Minister Bhagwant Singh Maan, he is taking stock of the situation and holding the meeting with all the officers related to the health department as well as health minister also. They are basically taking the stock of situation. What is the preparedness of the Punjab government to deal with any kind of uncertainty with regards to COVID situation, and how many the L1, L2 beds are available. What is the status about the oxygen plants? Is there the status having the sufficient oxygen to deal with? How many oxygen beds are available? How many liquid oxygen plants are operational? And what is the present status? And after that, the decision will be taken accordingly that what kind of restrictions or the precautions should be mandatory in Punjab, just because so far the Punjab government has not released any kind of directions to the state of Punjab to deal with the COVID situation. And in fact, this is a very crucial meeting, and this meeting is just before that Union Health Minister is meeting all the state health ministers to discuss the COVID situation. And in fact, Chief Minister himself will take the call after holding discussions with the health department officials as well as
Absolutely, Amandeep. Thank you for joining us with all those details. So we're getting some breaking news from Punjab, where the Punjab CM holding the COVID review meeting. CM Maan has said that he's taking stock of the situation there regarding the COVID preparation. And the meeting is right now underway at the CM office in entire India, in fact, making sure that precautionary measures are being taken to avoid further infections of COVID-19. On that note, it's time to start with Superfast 50. All right, at this point of time, we're getting some visuals coming in. At this point of time. Visuals coming in at this point of time. Viewers getting some breaking news coming in on your screens. Now we are seeing visuals of Shraddha's father coming in at this point of time. Remember that the probe is on Shraddha's murder, and right now he's going to go ahead and meet Delhi's top cop at this point of time. Viewers, visuals coming in at this point of time of Shraddha's father. Remember, Shraddha's father has been actively seeking justice for his daughter, and at this point of time, Shraddha's father has also appealed that quick justice and should be given to Shraddha. So we are getting these details. Remember that the DNA of Shraddha's father has also matched with the bones which were recovered from the Mehrauli forest. And right now, visuals coming in of Shraddha's father going to meet the Delhi CP, the top cop in Delhi as well. So visuals coming in at this point of time. In fact, remember that Aftab has also undergone different sessions of polygraph test as well. Well, let's go ahead with Superfast 50 now. New developments in the Bharat Jodo Yatra as Congress leader Jagdish Titler withdraws from participating in the Yatra. Sources claim that the Congress leader may have skipped the Delhi leg of Bharat Jodo Yatra to avoid controversy. Congress leader Jagdish Titler forced to withdraw from Bharat Jodo Yatra, Republic being the only channel to confront Titler. BJP State Vice President Sasikala Pushpa has been booked by the police under 3 sections. The DMK has filed a complaint in the police against the BJP leader for verbally abusing a minister and also for issuing death threats at a recent public event. Of Tamil Nadu, BJP Vice President Sasikala Pushpa's house and vehicle were vandalized. 13 people, including 3 DMK councillors, have been booked now for vandalizing the house and the car of BJP leader Sasikala Pushpa. Months after Kanhaiya Lal was brutally murdered in Udaipur district of Rajasthan, the NIA has filed a charge sheet against 2 Pakistani nationals in connection to the case. Investigations have revealed that the accused persons operated as a terror gang module. Bikini killer Sobhraj, who has been lodged in the Kathmandu jail since 2003 and was linked to over 40 murders, has been released from prison today. A policeman was killed and 6 people, including 4 cops and 2 civilians, were injured in a suicide blast in Pakistan's Islamabad. The blast was reported near Islamabad's I-10/4 sector. The special anti-terror force immediately rushed to the spot. BJP MLCs now stage protests against the Nitish government. This morning, the MLCs demanded compensation for the families of those who died in the Hoosh tragedy. Earlier, Bihar CM Nitish Kumar had already made it clear that the state government will not offer any compensation. RJD leader and former finance minister of Bihar, Abdul Siddiqui, earlier made a controversial statement saying that atmosphere was not right in India to stay, but now clarifies that his statement was misinterpreted. Congress leader Digvijay is saying the response to Republic exclusively of Bharat Jodo Yatra say there is no such rise in COVID case, but we need to be vigilant.
उस वेरिएंट के बारे में पहली बार चर्चा की है और उसके पहले ही स्वास्थ्य मंत्री जी ने पत्र हमको लिख दिया, राहुल जी को लिख दिया। और अभी भी अगर आप देखेंगे एम्स के भूतपूर्व डायरेक्टर डॉक्टर गुलारिया ने कहा है कि अभी हमारे पास भारत में कोई अप्रत्याशित रूप से कोविड केसेस की बढ़ोतरी नहीं हुई है। फिर भी हमें सचेत रहने की आवश्यकता है।
In a fresh advisory by Aviation Ministry, we are getting to know that the random RT-PCR testing at the entry of the airport for the arriving international air passengers. Republic gets your details from the MCH Hospital, Jammu, which is COVID-19 dedicated facility. As Jammu and Kashmir prepares for COVID, 200 beds oxygen facilities have been set up and COVID testing is set to be ramped up. Preparing for the looming COVID scare in India, Bharat Biotech has stepped up its preparations. Bharat Biotech intranasal vaccine to be available as booster dose over those over 18 in next few weeks. The first of its kind needle-free vaccine will be introduced on COVID, the government website, by next week. As per sources, Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia will be holding a meeting with the state health ministers on the COVID-19 situation and preparedness at 3 p.m. today. Meanwhile, reacting to the questions raised over health minister's letter to Rahul Gandhi, the Mansukh Mandavia has clarified that there was no political intention behind the letter, and that the letter was written after 3 MPs approached him citing a rise in COVID cases after Bharat Jodo Yatra. He further said that the letter was written purely out of health concern and the COVID-appropriate behavior is extremely important. Health Minister to get mock drills conducted in all hospitals across the country. Mandavia has further said that after today's meeting, state health ministries will issue advisories to all the states. Vishwas Sarang, Cabinet Minister, Medical Education, has said that there are only 4 active COVID cases in MP and that the COVID protocols will be followed and the advisory issued by the centre shall be followed.
केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय के जो निर्देश होंगे उसका हम पूरी तरह से पालन करेंगे। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी स्वयं समीक्षा कर रहे हैं और उन्होंने नीचे तक यही निर्देश दिया है कि केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय के जो भी गाइडलाइन है उसका हम पूरी तरह पालन करें। केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय ने एक गाइडलाइन हमें दी है कि जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग करना है। भोपाल में एम्स में हम जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग कर रहे हैं।
Madhya Pradesh Home Minister Narottam Mishra has issued a statement saying that in the last 24 hours, 0 new cases of COVID-19 have come in the state, while 0 patients have been cured. It's further said that currently there are 5 active cases in the state. Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann held a meeting this morning with officials of the health department to discuss the COVID situation. Even as the centre and states have stepped up efforts towards strengthening readiness for COVID, locals too seem to have joined the initiative. At the bus stand in Lucknow, notices have been put up at various places for people to wear masks. BSF troops have foiled another drone intrusion in Amritsar. Punjab BSF troops shot down the drone, which has now been seized. A search is on for the contraband of weapons that were dropped using this drone. Farmer state protest in Punjab, Firozpur, 10 Kisan leaders were booked for electricity theft during the protest outside liquor factory. The police have also registered FIR against them for using electricity by illegal means. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights had summoned the Byju's CEO over allegations that the company is indulging in malpractices to lure parents and children to go ahead and buy the courses. The Apex Child Rights body asked him, the CEO, to appear in person today over the alleged malpractice of hard selling and mis-selling Byju's courses for students. BRS will hold the Mahadharna in all the district headquarters today, protesting against the centre's anti-farmer policies. MLC K. Kavita alleged that the BJP government at the centre is forcing Telangana government to take back schemes under the MNREGA. Amid slogans and banners and opposition, the MVA staged protests against government policies, accusing the Shinde government to be corrupt and demanded the CM's resignation. All right, viewers, we're getting some big breaking coming in right now. What we're learning so far is that an army vehicle has met with an accident in North Sikkim. Viewers, we're getting this update coming in. And this has happened. The accident spot is in a place called Zima Village in North Sikkim. So this is the big update we've got. And we'll get you more details as they trickle in as right now. But this has been confirmed by the Eastern Command, and what we're learning so far is that the army vehicle has met with an accident in North Sikkim. The visual of that is also on your screen, and I'm being joined right now by Anirudh. Anirudh, take us through the latest detail we have got so far. We know that this accident spot is Zima Village, which is in North Sikkim.
Yes, initial information that we have has confirmed that 20 people were on board this ill-fated bus, which was moving from Satan to Sangulek area in North Sikkim, and it met with an accident which claimed 16 lives, and 4 of them are reportedly injured. And we have been told that those injured are also in critical condition. They are being rushed for a medical procedure and treatment. Meanwhile, we are expecting an official statement from the army, but the Eastern Army Command has confirmed the incident as of now, and it was a bus that was carrying army personnel, mostly from the lower altitude area to the upper altitude areas in Sangulak sector in North Sikkim, when it met with an accident today afternoon, Shivani.
Right, and are we getting any kind of figure right now about has anyone been injured in this? How many people have been injured in this accident, Anirudh?
Yes, 4 people are injured. They are reportedly in critical condition. 16 of them have lost their life. There were 20 people traveling in this bus. All of them are army personnel who were deployed in the North Sikkim region. Shivani.
Right, Anirudh. Anirudh, also stay on with us right now. I just wanted to tell our viewers exactly what has happened. So we're getting this update coming in, where in an unfortunate incident, an army vehicle has met with an accident in North Sikkim. And like Anirudh is telling us, there were injuries as well, and almost 16 people have lost their lives in this incident. Anirudh, I just want you to come back with us and help our viewers understand what they're seeing on the screen, because this accident looks very, very serious, Anirudh, and we can see that that vehicle has got massive damages. Okay, we'll be tracking the story very closely, viewers. We will be tracking the story very closely on Republic TV. The army will be issuing a statement shortly as well. All right, let's continue with Superfast 50. All the 3 accused in the murder of Ankita Bhandari, a receptionist at Vantara Resort, have refused to undergo narco and polygraph tests. The court deferred the hearing, and next date of hearing has now been fixed as January 3rd. Kerala government has tendered an unconditional apology before the High Court for the failure to implement its directive to initiate revenue recovery proceedings against the PFI for the damage caused to public property during the flash strike. Bombay High Court has granted bail to dismissed Mumbai cop Riyauddin Qazi, who has been behind bars in the Intelia bomb scare. Now, Qazi is the second accused in the case to get bail. The bench have pronounced the order today evening after reserving it on December 2nd.
नहीं, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स तो हम लोग ने ये कहा था कि दिस इज अवेलेबल ऑफेंस अंडर सेक्शन 120B कॉन्स्पिरेसी और डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एविडेंस विच आर अवेलेबल ऑफेंसेस. तो हम लोग को तो एज अ मैटर ऑफ राइट बेल मिलना ही चाहिए था लोअर कोर्ट से, बट समहाउ बेल नहीं मिली, तो हम लोग वी फाइल्ड एन अपील बिफोर दिस कोर्ट एंड वी गॉट द बेल.
Indian ambassador to Russia, Ambassador Pavan Kapoor, addressed the plenary session of the India-Russia Business Forum organized by the Indian Business Alliance in Moscow. He stressed the need for businesses on both sides to understand and utilize new opportunities and battle for international north-south transport corridor and eastern maritime corridor.
We've had some reports of operations of container lines on this eastern route. We were told that there was Crystal Vladivostok has taken some containers on this route. So we have to explore these opportunities also. I hope these can be options, viable alternatives that can be developed as we proceed with our new logistics. We have to be nimble. We have to look at new options and see how we can develop these connections.
Ruchira Kamboj, India's permanent representative to the UN, spoke out on support of peace, security and prosperity. She said that India does not hesitate in raising voice against a common enemy of humanity such as terrorism. A wrap-up session as India is set to exit UNSC after a 2-year term.
During the last 2 years, we spoke out in support of peace, security and prosperity. We did not hesitate in raising our voice against the common enemies of humanity, such as terrorism. We were conscious that when we spoke in the Security Council, we were speaking on behalf of 1.4 billion Indians, or 1/6 of humanity.
Arizona is set to take down a makeshift wall made of shipping containers at the Mexico border, which is settling a lawsuit and political tussle with the U.S. government. The Biden administration and the Republican governor has entered into an agreement that Arizona will cease installing the containers in the Coronado National Forest. Explosion and large fire hit a propane gas storage unit on the Moroccan coast, sending balls of flames into the sky. 5 tank trucks were destroyed in the fire. However, no casualties were reported. President Joe Biden has now wished the American people a Merry Christmas. In an address, Biden said the message of Christmas is always important. Hopes at this time of year will unite the country.
The message of Christmas is always important, but it's especially important through tough times, like the ones we've been through the past few years. The pandemic has taken so much from us. We've lost so much time with one another. We've lost so many people we loved. Over 1 million lives lost in America alone. That's 1 million empty chairs, breaking hearts and homes all across the country.
Cryptocurrency entrepreneur Sam Bankman-Fried walked out of the Manhattan courthouse after they agreed to sign a $250 million bond and keep him at the California home under house arrest while he's waited on trial on charges. A weather front packing high winds, snow and freezing temperatures has descended on the central U.S. area, cancelling flights and keeping people home. Widespread disruptions have been caused in flights and train travel. Extreme cold and strong winds have descended upon parts of Pacific Northwest. Authorities have said that one of their biggest concerns is ensuring that homeless people living on the streets have access to shelter. In Portland, officials opened 4 emergency shelters after declaring a state of emergency because of severe cold. Russian authorities have now demolished Mariupol's historic drama theater in their effort to erase what has happened in Ukraine from the city. The theater has served as a bomb shelter until twin March 16 Russian airstrikes killed hundreds of people. The iconic New York City has unveiled their holiday window display. Stores and retailers all across have already entered the holiday spirit, taking inspiration from different themes of magic in the making, celebration of craft and give love. Nigeria's consumer inflation rose again in spite Africa being the largest economy and one of the top oil producers. Corruption, insecurity, lack of good governance have caused economic hardship for many in Nigeria. Emergency personnel evacuated nearly 900 passengers from a Staten Island ferry vessel following a fire in the ship's engine room. 5 people were reported injured, 3 of them currently undergoing treatment. The wake of Argentina's World Cup triumph, Buenos Aires has a new mural capturing the moment Lionel Messi lifted the iconic trophy. Artist Maximiliano added finishing touches to his artwork, an image which will be etched into Argentina's football history and the memories of all the people. Barcelona president said that he does not rule out Lionel Messi might join the Catalan side once again before finishing his football career. Further added that Messi's heart beats for Barcelona, as he called him the greatest player in the history. The motoring world most grueling off-road race of all the time, the Dakar Rally 2023 edition will run from December 31st to January 15, including a rest day on January 9th. Partizan won 73-72 in the Euro League despite shooting 41% from the field and losing to a 5th foul with 2:21 remaining. The visitors claimed the win. Real Madrid is to a 92-73 win against Lyon in round 15 of the Euro League to end the French side's 3-match winning run. The Spanish team outscored their opponents and have moved up to 4th spot in the standings. New Zealand cricket team has landed in Karachi. The team travelled from Jinnah International Airport to the hotel under a very heavy security cover. The team will play 2 tests and 3 ODIs during the tour, which will start from Monday onwards. Malik Beasley scored 25 points and Jordan Clarkson made 23 to power the Jazz past the reeling Washington Wizards. The Jazz scored 13 consecutive points, bridging the third and fourth quarters, highlighted by a buzzer-beating three-pointers. In an interesting twist, CJ McCollum scored a season-high of 40 points in New Orleans to end their four-game losing streak. The team won despite star Zion being scratched from the lineup because of the NBA's health and safety protocols. Thousands of people gathered in Argentina City, hailing Emiliano Martinez as goalkeeper of the soccer team that won the FIFA World Cup. Sources claim that the winning may bring good news for the country, who has been stuck in economic doldrums for years. And now, the last story we have for you from sports is Manchester City has overcome Liverpool 3-2 in an enthralling match at Etihad to progress to the Carabao Cup quarter-finals. Both teams began strongly, but Manchester took the lead 3 times before holding on for victory.
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्री टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
अब जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में होम एंड किचन एसेंशियल्स पर मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
With Byju's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Byju's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो। एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Viewers, guys, breaking news coming in. Army vehicle meets with accident in North Sikkim Zema village. And now the Indian Army has issued a statement, and I quote, in a tragic road accident involving an army truck on 23rd December at Zema, North Sikkim, 16 brave hearts of the Indian Army have lost their lives. The ill-fated vehicle was part of a 3-vehicle convoy that had moved in the morning toward an area, and it was going to Zema. The vehicle skidded down a steep slope while negotiating a sharp turn. A rescue mission was immediately launched, and 4 injured soldiers have been air evacuated. Unfortunately, 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers succumbed to the injuries sustained in the accident. The Indian Army stands firm with the bereaved families at this hour of loss. So we are getting this statement from the Army. The Indian Army has issued a statement, and a quote here. I quoted the entire statement, and Anirudh is also joining us live. Anirudh, we have got the statement from the Indian Army where they're saying that even though that a rescue mission was launched, many families have lost, family member in this incident. 13 soldiers have succumbed to the injuries sustained, and 3 junior commission officers as well have succumbed to the injuries. Tell us more about what are we learning?
In fact, it's a very tragic accident that has taken place in North Sikkim. We have been told by the army that 4 injured soldiers have been air evacuated to the base hospital for further treatment, and we are also getting to know that process of retrievation of the fallen soldiers and the ZCOs are in the process, and the bodies will be brought back to the base. The bus was a convoy of the Indian Army. There were 3 vehicles in the convoy. When this vehicle, which was reportedly the last vehicle in the convoy, while negotiating a sharp turn, missed a steep slope, and it turtled, as a result of which 16 army personnel, including 3 ZCOs and 13 soldiers, lost their life. The army has confirmed the incident. The army truck was moving from Chatan in North Sikkim to Changu sector when they met with this tragic accident in Jema village in North Sikkim. Sivangi.
Right. And Anirudh, also we're getting updates that they were on their way to Zema. The vehicle skidded down a steep slope while negotiating a sharp turn. So, do we have any details about what was the first response? The rescue mission was launched. How soon did the rescue team come to the spot, and what other details have we found out about the cause of the accident, perhaps, apart from the fact that, of course, that those areas are quite hilly, and like we know from the statement, the vehicle had skidded down the steep slope while negotiating a sharp turn.
Yes, as we know that North Sikkim area particularly is a very difficult terrain. The altitude keeps on rising with each and every turn on the road, and the general height in that area goes from around 10,000 feet to at least 15,000 feet at the peak, and it was negotiating a sharp turn at such an altitude that it often becomes very difficult for the drivers to negotiate the turns, and it was in once a sharp pin turn that this bus turtle, the army truck turtle. However, fortunately, there were 2 other vehicles also in the convoy, and the rescue operation didn't took much long to be deployed. But with all efforts put in, the loss of 16 brave hearts was very unfortunate, and we are getting to know that it was because of the quick response that 4 injured soldiers had been airlifted immediately out of the area for further treatment. We are getting to know that though in critical condition, they are responding well as of now. Sivangi.
All right, Aniruddha, thank you for joining us for all those details. So there's an army vehicle accident in Sikkim, and what we learned so far is that unfortunately 3 junior commission officers and 13 soldiers have succumbed to the injuries sustained in the accident, and the Indian Army has said that they stand firm with the bereaved families at this hour of loss. All right, I'm being joined by Major General S.P. Sinha on the phone line. Thank you for joining us here. And this is a very unfortunate and sad event which has taken place. The Army has issued a statement. What is your first reaction?
You see, I have myself been in that area, and I've seen the terrain. I have gone around in a military vehicle in that area. There are certain basic characteristics of that area. It is a mountainous terrain, firstly. Secondly, there are sharp turns. Thirdly, it is a winter time and the effect of fog on the road cannot be ruled out. Fourthly, if there is a congregation of mud and on that some water or any other liquid which may have accumulated because of any reason, that can cause tires to slip. And if there is no barrier on the opposite side of the mountain, then the vehicle drops like a piece of stone, and nothing can stop it. So I think out of all the causes and possibilities that I have mentioned, there may be one or two causes. But the driving is very, very dangerous in that mountainous terrain. It's not so simple. And I have gone around in that area, so I have practical experience of that. And it is most tragic that this incident has occurred. I pray to the souls of brave departed souls, pray for their peace. And it is most unfortunate. The family, I really feel sad for the families of these JCOs and NCOs who have died. It is very tragic, and what can I say? This is most unfortunate. And I don't think, or maybe another reason may be that the brake may have failed, the brake failure case. So that can also happen. That is another possibility. Visibility, brake failure, some liquid on the road, some mud on the road, no barrier, foggy condition, poor visibility. All these factors may have contributed to this accident, but it is most unfortunate. And the Army has their own set of rules. It must have by now ordered a court of inquiry. And court of inquiry will go into the details of the mishap and submit its finding to the superior authority. Because if the vehicle is fallen, the loss of manpower. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Major General S.P. Sinha, for joining us, our defense expert, for joining us. And I just want to go back to Aniruddha as well, who's joining us live and reporting on this story. Aniruddha, let's just also, like Major General was telling us, that the area itself is such that accidents are very likely. So we would also kind of could tell our viewers also a little bit more about, the area itself, because Major General said that the area itself is very hilly and accidents like this are likely as well.
Yes, Sivangi, as Major General S.P. Sinha was pointing out that the entire area bordering the LSE in the Eastern Command have been very challenging posting for the Army. And despite the challenges, the bravery of the Indian Army are always there, ready for duty at the call of the country. And if we talk about this particular area where this accident has taken place in North Sikkim is a very difficult terrain. It's very close to the LSE, and there are a lot of challenges. Apart from the altitude, the hairpin turns that every vehicle needs to negotiate to reach to the LSE, and also the harsh weather condition. Sometimes it's foggy, sometimes it's cloudy, and apart from that, now with the winters, most of the time because of snowfall and sometimes because of black ice, the roads remains very slippery. So black ice can also be another reason why
Rajnath Singh has also tweeted, deeply pained by the loss of lives of the Indian Army personnel due to a road accident in North Sikkim. The tweet has come. The nation is deeply grateful for their service and commitment. I'm also being joined right now on the phone line by Major General K.K. Sinha. Thank you for joining us, defense expert on the phone line. A very unfortunate incident has occurred right now. Major General, what is your first reaction? And it seems as if it's the area itself, which is hilly in nature, which could have led to this kind of terrible, unfortunate accident.
Good afternoon to you. Very, very unfortunate incident. My condolences to all those brave hearts who lost their lives. Of course, in a tragic, this is a very tragic. But these are the challenges of our, service conditions, especially in this time of the year and this weather condition. When they're 24/7, they have to be absolutely on the vigilant. And the way the northern borders, things are happening, they have to be absolutely up that, not only guard, but, they have to be proactive. See, what is happening, if you take it in North Sikkim area, this North Sikkim, we call it plateau. Plateau is very important area, which is actually, taking it neighboring, Nepal. And in the plateau area, this where the, number of places where there is excellent coincide. And these are the conditions, and there is drizzle, there are roads slippery, there are gorges, there are snowing in this area, and that's very, very harsh conditions. These are the challenges. And actually, it is not a loss of peacetime, movement. It is absolutely in a combat-like situation. What you have seen, what is happening in Arunachal Pradesh in Tawang. So the things are up the, I can't tell on the national television, but absolutely things are, there in operational conditions, and the boys are doing the job beautifully. These challenges, we have to face it, this loss, we have to minimize, but you take it, in spite of all precautions, in spite of all protocols, in spite of everything. At times, the things, because it is a machine, it is a weather, it is a terrain, it is a condition, it is, and the operational emergency and operational requirement where you have to do all these things. My condolences to everyone, and the only thing, it is a huge, huge loss to the complete fraternity of an army and the whole, country standing, especially when you are talking and bringing it out in the national television like this. My condolences to everyone, and we are standing up to keep on with our brave hearts.
All right. Thank you so much, Major General K.K. Sinha, for joining us, defense expert. I just want to go back to Anirudh as well. Anirudh, we are getting those visuals as well for our viewers where the army vehicle met with an accident in Sikkim, and like Rajnath Singh has also said that he has expressed condolences as well for this incident. And also many would also be asking is that in a case like this, what is the protocol next which will be followed by the Indian Army? Some of them are, of course, being treated at the hospital. What is their condition right now? There are a couple of injured. How are they doing?
Sources in the Indian Army has told us, particularly in the Eastern Command, has informed us that those who have been evacuated were immediately administered medical assistance, and they have been responding well to the treatment that has been provided. But as per the information that we have as of now, Shivangi, the condition of all the 4 injured too remains very, very critical at this point in time. Remember, this is a very major accident, and 16 of the bravers have lost their life, including 3 junior commissioned officers. The status of the 4 injured remains to be in critical condition, but they are responding well to the medical aid which was immediately administered and also being taken care of while in the process of air evacuation. Meanwhile, we are getting to know that process of retrieval of the bodies from the spot of the accident in Jina village is also currently underway. Shivangi.
Right, and we also know that the army vehicle was heading toward the border post with 20 occupants. So there were 20 of them. That's what we have been informed. And this was a remote area where the accident had happened. It was a remote area. So Anirudh, since it was a remote area, how long did it take for the rescue team to arrive on spot, Anirudh?
Yes, this area is very remote, and let me also tell our viewers that movement of both civilian vehicles as well as army vehicles have to be made within a limited time frame window, and it is only between around 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. that movement is generally allowed on this route. Any vehicle which is coming from that side, from the northern side towards the capital city of Sikkim, needs to cross the last check post by around 4:30 p.m. in the evening, and while going towards the border also they need to cross that particular check post before around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So there are a lot of challenges involved in this
Anirudh, just
entire
hold on for a
exercise.
second.
And also
Anirudh, just hold on for a second.
as you were pointing out,
I'm coming back to you, Anirudh.
Yes.
I'll come back to you. Keep updating us and get the information. I'll just go across to Major General Rajan Kochar joining us on the phone line, defense expert. Thank you for joining us. This is very, very tragic news coming in, where the army vehicle has met with an accident in North Sikkim.
It's extremely sad to hear this and very unfortunate because if you look at the terrain there in North Sikkim, and I've been there, it is quite difficult terrain, and though we have all-weather roads there, but still, especially at this time of the year, the visibility is an issue. And normally the weather packs up there before afternoon. And therefore, there is a convoy discipline we follow there, that all the vehicles have to reach their destination by around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So normally these drills are followed, but then the weather is also very uncertain in these areas, and the cloud cover makes the hill driving very difficult. Though I must tell you that our army drivers are quite skilled in hill driving, and they have a particular test also to clear them. So that wouldn't have been the issue. It would have been certainly either the road conditions, skidding of the vehicle, or it could be a kind of a landslide also, which takes place in these areas. But none the same, it is a very, very sad incident. Precious lives lost, and my heartfelt condolences to the family, to the Paltan, who have lost their brave soldiers in this manner.
Also, Major General Rajan Kochar, I also would like to ask you, is that is there a possibility, because you said that terrain is very difficult, is there a possibility for these kind of incidents to not occur? Is there a way that in remote areas like this, these incidents are avoided?
It's a very important question which you have asked, because we can't stop our movement in spite of any kind of terrain or the weather. Because if convoys have to move, they have to move. At times, replenishment also is required, and at times troop movement is also required, and at times people are also coming after leave or going for their leaves. So this kind of movement, it cannot be avoided, and an accident is something which nobody wants it to occur. All precautions are taken. The road fitness tests of the vehicles also before they move out on a convoy are actually undertaken. So there is a standard operating procedure followed in the Indian Armed Forces, and these procedures are very strictly enforced by the commanders. So I, don't foresee that we should be having any kind of apprehension as far as the drills are concerned, because the drills are well rehearsed. But then, you can't foresee an accident if it has to take place. It can be due to many reasons. Possibly there is going to be a court inquiry into the incident, because that's a normal procedure followed in the Indian Army, that whenever such occurrences take place, there is a court inquiry, and that court inquiry will actually bring out the reasons. But withstanding that, it's a very, very sad loss.
All right. Thank you so much, Major General Rajan Kochar, for joining us, defense expert. I just want to go back to Anirudh, who's also tracking the story very closely for us. Anirudh, is there something new that we have learned from our sources so far? Because the details that we have is that 4 army jawans are critically injured, they're being treated, and this incident had happened at a remote spot.
Yes, as of now, we are getting to know that efforts are on as far as retrieval of the bodies of the fallen soldiers are concerned. However, because of that area, connectivity is also an issue, particularly in North Sikkim area. So some of the informations are actually coming late to us. But yes, we can confirm that process of retrieving the bodies, the mortal remains of the soldiers who have been killed in this tragic road mishap have already started, and we will be bringing all the updates for our viewers as and when it happens. Sivangi.
Right. So Anirudh is telling us that the process has begun of retrieving the body. So Anirudh, you're saying that still the 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers who have succumbed to the injuries, so they still yet to be recovered from the area. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, as far as the injured soldiers are concerned, they have been already evacuated but airlifted to the nearest army base hospital. But as far as the 16 soldiers, 16 army personnel who have succumbed to the injuries is concerned, the process of retrieving their mortal remains from the spot, that is from Jina village, have been initiated by the Indian Army. We are still awaiting the names of the soldiers who have been killed and injured. There is no official statement in regards to the names, the list, complete list of the soldiers who were on this ill-fated army truck. But yes, we have been confirmed by the army command that the process of retrieving the mortal remains have already been started. Sivangi.
Right, and let's tell our viewers as well that the Defence Minister has condoled the death of the army personnel in North Sikkim. He has said that deeply pained by the loss of lives of the Indian Army personnel due to a road accident in North Sikkim. The nation is deeply grateful for the service and commitment. My condolences to the bereaved families, praying for the speedy recovery of those who are injured. So we're getting the statement from Rajnath Singh as well. Are we getting any more reactions coming in, Anirudh, on this accident?
Yes, Sivangi, all we can confirm to our viewers now that the army has swung into action. All the mobilization have been made towards Jina village, both from Saten as well as from Changu area. Reinforcement has been done so that the retrieval process can be initiated as soon as possible. As of now, there is no further update into the accidents, but yes, the army is initiating or using all its resources along with the resources available with the civil administration to retrieve the bodies of the fallen soldiers as soon as possible. Sivangi.
All right, Anirudh, thank you for joining us with all those details. So Anirudh telling us that the process of retrieving the mortal remains of the martyrs who lost their lives, that has begun. And we also got a reaction coming in from the Defence Minister who's condoled the death of the army personnel in North Sikkim in this unfortunate accident.
your favorite service provider. 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amritkal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
Guys, just 1 second. Choosing a car for my mom.
What? Online car shopping? Wow, that's so cool, yeah.
शाहरुख ने बताया.
Wait up. Booking a car service.
From here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं. There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
Viewers, we are going back and tracking what really happened in North Sikkim. A very unfortunate accident happened in North Sikkim. Now, Indian Army has issued a statement and a quote here. A tragic road accident involving an army truck, North Sikkim. 16 brave hearts of the Indian Army have lost their lives, and the ill-fated vehicle was part of a 3-vehicle convoy that had moved from in the morning towards Zema area. The vehicle skidded down on a steep slope while negotiating a sharp turn. And they are injured as well. There are 4 people who are injured. They're being treated at this point of time. 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers succumbed to the injuries sustained in the accident. The Indian Army stands firm with the bereaved families at this hour of loss. Also, viewers, the Defence Minister has tweeted as well, where he is saying the nation is deeply grateful for the service and commitment. My condolences to the bereaved families, praying for the speedy recovery of those who are injured. Rajnath Singh has tweeted this as well. The tragic accident which has transpired, and while we were speaking to defense experts and our correspondent as well, the area is remote and the terrain is difficult of the area where the accident has taken place. And our correspondent Anirudh also told us that the process of retrieving the bodies, the mortal remains of the martyred soldiers from the spot, that process has begun, viewers. So this is the very unfortunate news coming in at this point of time. We are tracking every development. And the army has said that the ill-fated vehicle was part of a convoy that moved towards an area called Thangu area, and it was moving toward Thangu from the Chatan area. On this note, viewers, we will be tracking every update of this incident. It's time for a very short break. We continue to get you the top updates. And viewers, much more coming up on the other side. What's happening is a massive controversy has erupted as RJD leader says India is not livable, told children to settle abroad.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Magnificent picture, magnificent sound, magnificent experience, Magnifique. High performance TVs by Aiwa Japan, now in India.
आइए नए उत्तर प्रदेश की क्षमता और असीमित अवसरों से सफलता की नई कहानी लिखें। यूपी ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स समिट 10 से 12 फरवरी 2023। नए भारत के ग्रोथ इंजन उत्तर प्रदेश में निवेश करें।
With Byju's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Byju's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Pooja, you left the job and still so cool?
Bro, new challenges bring new opportunities.
Oh, really?
Seriously, Rahul, my entire house, now it's an online retail store. Look.
Wow. But money?
Few years back, I'd invested my Diwali bonus.
And now you have LIC's ULIP plan Nivesh Plus. Invest once, get the benefit of both life insurance and maximized returns based on market trends.
One sec, Rahul.
Madam, you are double cool.
This road mishap has taken place in North Sikkim, Yerma village, where 16 army personnel have lost their lives in this tragic incident, which also includes 3 junior commission officers. 4 injured soldiers have been rushed to the nearest army base hospital by air. Evacuation process was initiated immediately after the incident when the force was initiated. We are getting to know that the process of retrieving the bodies of the fallen soldiers has also been started by the area where the accident is.
Mr. Blanc, you're the world's greatest detective, right?
In your words, there has been a murder. The killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again if it covers their tracks.
Wow!
Well, I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too.
Lock the door. Stay in your rooms. Everyone is in danger.
Are you calling me dangerous?
Well, we'll see.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए।
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा-थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
अब जियो मार्ट की ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में फूड और ग्रोसरीज पे मिलेगा अप टू 50% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
Hey boss!
Rahul? How come you're here?
Boss, शाहरुख ने बताया।
Wait up. Booking a car service.
Booking a service from here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं। There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
With Byju's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Byju's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। मेरा दोस्त है, वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। घोस्ट को कैसे पता मैं अंधेरे से डरता हूँ? घोस्ट मेरा दोस्त है। मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं। जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं। ना आग पकड़े न जहरीली गैस छोड़े। वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
Breaking news at this point in a tragic road accident that has taken place in North Sikkim. 16 army personnel have lost their life, including 3 junior commission officers. We are getting to know that 4 of them are in critical condition. However, they have been evacuated by air to the nearest army base hospital. Sources in the Indian Army have been telling us that the fallen soldiers, the retrieval of the bodies of the fallen soldiers have also been started. Meanwhile, the condition of all the 4 remains to be critical. However, they are responding to the immediate medical treatment that is being provided. Let me tell our viewers that this accident has taken place in North Sikkim's Zema village when the army convoy, who is involved 3 vehicles, 3 army trucks were moving from Chatten in North Sikkim to Changu Lake area, again in North Sikkim towards the line of actual control. The terrain in this area is very difficult and the altitude remains from 10,000 to nearly 15,000 feet at some point, for which it becomes difficult for the drivers to negotiate through the hairpin curves in the hilly terrain. The exact region of the mishap is still not clear, but the Indian Army has issued a statement confirming the death of 16 army personnel, 13 soldiers and 3 ZCOs. 4 of them are in critical condition. There were 20 soldiers on this ill-fated truck which turned turtle while negotiating a sharp curve in a steep slope. Various reasons might be behind the accident, one being layers of ice because of the winter season where it generally gets black ice also gets hardened in this area, and as a result the bus skidded, turtled down.
Yes. You know, Anirudh, even as you're getting us more details of this tragic incident that has been reported, we are looking at the first images also playing out on your screens, really telling you the gravity of this entire accident that has been reported in Sikkim. Now, you know, I do understand this is still initial times. There is a particular statement, Anirudh, that has just come in from the army that we have read. In fact, for the benefit of our viewers, I'm reading from that statement again. It says, in a tragic road accident involving an army truck on the 23rd of December 2022 at Zema, North Sikkim, 16 brave hearts of the Indian Army have lost their lives. The ill-fated vehicle was part of a 3-vehicle convoy that had moved from Chatten in the morning towards Tangu. En route at Zema, this vehicle skidded down a steep slope while it was negotiating a sharp turn. It goes on to say a rescue mission was immediately launched. 4 injured soldiers have been air evacuated. Unfortunately, it says 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers have succumbed to the injuries sustained in the accident. And then it says the Indian Army stands firm with the bereaved families at this hour of loss, unquote. Anirudh, do we have any word on the condition of those who've been injured? How are they? Okay, I think we'll just go to Anirudh in a bit. Colonel V.N. Thapar Saab also joining us on the broadcast. Thapar Saab, a very good evening to you. It's a tragic story that we are reporting this evening. 16 of our brave hearts martyred. As we are looking at these first images on our screens, this clearly, is a story that chokes all of us because we have 16 of our brave hearts losing their lives, sir.
Okay, we first of all would like to salute all of them. They have been, in a way, martyred in the defense of our country. It just speaks of the great odds, heavy odds under which our army people are performing their duties in the high Himalayas, right from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. So really we have to, we are very, very obliged. I mean, we can never give them their full dues because this is in terrible weather conditions this is happening. Actually what happens is that in those areas, the roads get a little glaciated because of very cold winds, and then the tire starts skidding. Even if we put non-skid chains, still the vehicles are prone to skidding. So that's what has happened, and we've lost these lot of people. Very, very tragic loss to bear for the whole country because they were over there guarding the borders for us. So all we can do is pray for their souls. More than that, we have to now worry about looking after their families. Who will be left without their heads, in one way or the other. Either there'll be sons or there'll be fathers who would have gone, and equally bad for the comrades who have lost their, comrades in arms. So that's how it is. They are working under very, very adverse and tough conditions. And therefore, the nation, every Indian should be grateful to them for this kind of life that they are leading. Very tough life.
Yes, sir, we absolutely are, and I second that sentiment that you just echoed. That our brave hearts lose their lives. Sometimes it's fighting the enemy. Sometimes it's because of extreme weather conditions and situations that are beyond our control. Colonel Thapar, sir, thank you so much for speaking to us and sharing your views. And as he said, ladies and gentlemen, our thoughts and prayers are with those who've lost their loved ones. 16 Jawans there have been martyred. 16 people have lost their lives. And some, remember, who have also sustained injuries right now recuperating in a local hospital. But as I said, just one look at these images will really tell you what our Jawans really face. Now, this is the mangled remain, remember, of the vehicle, the convoys that they were actually traveling in. And as the army statement clearly says, it was trying to negotiate, it was just trying to move through a slope. And that is where, because as we just heard Colonel Thapar sir also telling us, the weather around is, anything but trustworthy. The reason why it gets very difficult to operate in a terrain like this, where you not just have to guard our borders, keep all of us safe, but also handle something like this, an eventuality that every of our Jawan, every of our soldier is ever prepared for, and he never thinks twice about himself, about his family, but all that he does is thinks about the country. And all these pictures that are flashing on our screens, again and again, I reiterate, tell you the extent of this tragedy. You see the bungled remains, you see the tires, they're up, and almost nothing of the vehicle that you can clearly see. But the rescue teams quickly reached the spot is what the army statement reads, after which those who had sustained injuries have now been airlifted to a local hospital where they are recuperating right now. But a tragic, tragic story that's right now being reported out of Sikkim. 16 of our brave hearts there losing their lives. Earlier, the Raksha Mantri has also expressed his condolences, and Republic and our entire team, remember, joins the country in paying homage and saluting their supreme sacrifice of 16 of our brave hearts.
I quickly want to again read through the entire statement, remember, that we have got via the Indian Army, as we'll stay with these images that you see on your screens. It says an army vehicle meets with an accident in North Sikkim's Zima village, Lanchin. The Indian Army says in a tragic road accident that involved an army truck on the 23rd of December 2022 at Zema, this is the North Sikkim area, 16 brave hearts of the Indian Army have lost their lives. The ill-fated vehicle was part of a 3-vehicle convoy that had moved from Chatan in the morning. This was moving towards Tangu, and en route at Zema, this vehicle skids down a steep slope while it was trying to negotiate a sharp turn. A rescue mission was immediately launched. 4 injured soldiers have been air evacuated. Unfortunately, 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers succumbed to the injuries sustained in this accident. The Indian Army stands firm, it says, with the bereaved families at this hour of loss. So this was a convoy involving 3 army vehicles that has met with this terrible accident earlier today, of which the army, remember, is putting out more details, and 16 of our personnel have been martyred in this accident. Let's also try and see if we can go across to Abhishek, our colleague, who has more insight into what we know about this tragedy so far. Abhishek, we just saw that statement that's come in also from the army, from the Raksha Mantri, saying that the nation is forever grateful to these Jawans for their service. Okay, I think we've just lost that phone line with Abhishek. Okay, some trouble there. Abhishek, can you hear us? Okay, we'll just try to get Abhishek back with us, but this is the story that is being reported, the first pictures also on your screens, and Republic joins the entire country in paying its homage to all those brave hearts who've lost their lives. Let's shift our focus to our next breaking update. This is about the big Republic expose on the alleged malpractices by Byju. Now, the NCPCR says that more documents will be submitted by Byju on Monday. In fact, Byju's officials did appear before the commission earlier today, is what we can tell you. And we'll also try to see if we have a reaction coming in from the NCPCR, but the Byju's officials have earlier appeared today before the NCPCR after these summons were served to the company in connection with the malpractices case. Also, our colleague Harsha has spoken to the chairman at the NCPCR. This is what he says.
बायजूस के 2 ऑफिशियल्स आज हमारे यहाँ अपीयर हुए हैं और उन्होंने सीईओ की तरफ से एक लेटर प्रस्तुत किया है जिसमें उन्होंने एग्जम्पशन मांगा था, वो है नहीं भारत में, ऐसा उन्होंने बताया, और 2 ऑफिसर्स को यहाँ पे अपीयर होने के लिए भेजा था और उन्होंने हमें कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट किए हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उन्होंने ये बताया है कि वो एक अफोर्डेबिलिटी टेस्ट अब करेंगे पेरेंट्स का, कि कौन लोग ऐसे होंगे जो लोन जिनको लोन लेना चाहिए, कौन लोग ऐसे होंगे जिनको लोन नहीं लेना चाहिए, और उनके अफोर्डेबिलिटी टेस्ट में जो लोग फेल होंगे वो उनको लोन देने की तरफ नहीं ले जाएंगे, उनको कोर्स ही नहीं बेचेंगे। अगर ऐसा कोई प्रकरण हो गया होगा तो उसकी पूरी फीस रिफंड करेंगे, ऐसा उन्होंने आज हमको डॉक्यूमेंट प्रस्तुत किया है। इसके साथ साथ उन्होंने रिफंड पॉलिसी भी अपनी एक नई प्रस्तुत की है। हम इस सारे डॉक्यूमेंट को अब एग्जामिन करेंगे। हमने उनको कुछ सुझाव दिए हैं, हम सोमवार तक उनको अपना जो आगे की प्रक्रिया है, आगे की जो उनको गतिविधियां करनी है उसके बारे में भी बताएंगे। फिलहाल उनके रिप्लाई को हम एग्जामिन कर रहे हैं।
कौन-कौन से ऑफिसर्स हैं जो अपीयर हुए हैं सीओ की तरफ?
एक कोई प्रकाश करके उनके ऑफिसर हैं, वो आए हमारे पास, उनके साथ नहीं उनकी कंपनी के लोग, कंपनी।
प्रोवाइड किया, वो क्या डॉक्यूमेंट?
मैंने आपको बताया ना, उन्होंने हमको एक रिवाइज्ड रिफंड पॉलिसी दी है, एक अफोर्डेबिलिटी टेस्ट वो शुरू करने वाले हैं जिसमें कि लोन ना लेना पड़े, और लोन को रोकने के लिए क्या काम करेंगे वो हमने बताया, उन्होंने हमको बताया।
Let's also get in our colleague Harsha, who's been tracking that story and has been a part of that entire investigation for us here. She joins us live right now. Harsha, first up, what is it that has happened today? What did we hear from Byju's, and what are your sources in the NCPCR really telling you? Is the committee, it's the commission right now satisfied with the first response that they've got from Byju's?
See, Dipti, we can see as the impact of Republic, because Republic did the entire investigation, and there were certain things we had spoken to parents. There were formal complaints from the side of parents where they said that they were pressurized into this entire loan thing. And today, one thing which positively could be seen as Republic impact is that now they are conducting affordability tests. What they have given to NCPCR, that an affordability test will be conducted of parents. If they can go for that, they can further go to take the course with loan or not. And if they could not afford the loan, they won't be directed towards loan. This could be seen as Republic impact. But one thing, they have today said it, they will do it, but they will do it or they will not do it. NCPCR will have to keep a check on all these things. And regarding the refund and cancellation policy, social media and the interviews which we have done, it's full of the complaints from the parents that refund and cancellation is not done. They are saying they will revise their refund policy. We should wait till Monday, because the documents which they have submitted to NCPCR is going to review and go through the entire document which Byju officials have submitted, and on Monday they will again reply them, NCPCR, and if something fishy will be founded, NCPCR will again summon them. Today CEO Byju Ramendran couldn't come because he's out of the country, but yes, Byju officials have promised something concrete, and if it doesn't happen, the summon will again be issued. Some of the impact of our story we could see, but still there's a lot to do in this entire Byju thing, because formal complaints are full against Byju.
Absolutely. And Harsha, because you mentioned the Byju officials earlier appearing before the NCPCR, this is also, ladies and gentlemen, the moment where Harsha was trying to confront them, speak to them on these very, very serious allegations. Look what happened.
No comments right now. Please understand. Thank you.
Prakash, but you are representing Byju's today, and there were several questions from the side of NCPCR and the malpractices and the formal complaints from the side of parents as well, sir.
We have replied no comments.
So, but they were telling that you have provided them the surety that the proper test will be conducted, through which if a parent is not able to go for the loan further.
No comments. I don't understand what you're telling. No comments.
About the refund policy?
No comments.
Mr. Prakash, but you have to reply something. Byju is today in the NCPCR office.
No comments. No comments.
What, any statement about the
I've already told I have no comments. You are asking more and more questions to which
because we really want Byju's to give their proper stand, know what exactly they are on to. Because there are many formal complaints from the side of parents, from the side of,
Our team, they will respond. There is no comments from my side. I'm not here to respond to Republic or any other media channel. I have no comments.
And breaking news, we are learning that the Saket court has extended the judicial custody of Aftab Poonawalla, in fact, for the next 14 days. And this means that he remains in judicial custody till January the 6th. This is a latest update coming in from the Delhi Saket court that was hearing the entire matter, after which it has decided to extend Aftab's judicial custody by the next 14 days. Now, do remember, the investigation in the case is still undergoing. There are a lot of loose ends that the agencies that are investigating the case are still wanting to tie. In the middle, you've seen the narco and the polygraphic test of Aftab. There isn't much that the Delhi police has said on record, but they have said that the results of those tests are going to be helpful as far as the investigation goes. And we can tell you that his custody has been extended for 14 days now, is what the Saket court in Delhi has decided. We'll try and see if we can get a reporter live to help us understand where does the investigation stand and what is it that the police would want to do in the entire case. But we'll keep tracking that story. For the moment, cutting across to more breaking updates. We are cutting across to these images now on your screens that is coming in from the Nirman Bhavan in Delhi. This is, remember, the office of the Health Ministry. You see the Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia there chairing their entire meet along with different state health ministers and officials who, remember, are now going to be deciding what needs to be done. These are first pictures of the health ministers meet amidst the entire COVID scare. And we are learning that a possible direction could be handed out to different states. There could be a larger set of protocols that the health ministry could decide to hand out to the states now to follow as far as the situation goes. Now, just about yesterday, you've seen how the Prime Minister earlier has chaired a high-level meet where not just the health minister but also other important ministers, departments, whether it is the DGCA, whether that is also the ICMR, were all a part of that meet. And now the health minister is chairing that important meet with different states right now. Harsha has more insight into what possibly could be happening. Harsha, what do we know? Could we be looking at an advisory that could be issued by the end of this entire meet, considering that different states, Harsha, already have started to put out their own protocols?
Exactly, Dipti, what we are learning in that yesterday when the meeting, the PM chaired the meeting. After that, we saw the Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia, after the meeting with the health secretaries and after the meeting with PM, issued an advisory that the state should follow proper COVID appropriate behavior. But today, the meeting which has started at 3:30, the state health ministers are all here, were joined video through virtually video conferencing in this meeting. So state health ministers will be given the advisory regarding the COVID appropriate behavior which they have to follow in the public functions, in any political function. And again, one more thing, on December 27th, which is a Tuesday, now health minister is going to ask the state health minister to conduct a mock drill and go to several hospitals and see and make a proper check there that what COVID appropriate behavior is being followed. The beds are sufficient or not, the oxygen cylinders and concentrators are there in the hospitals or not. And regarding the festival season is coming, so every state health minister will be directed that they have to ensure that the proper gathering and proper at the time of crowd, less crowd gathering should be there at the time of Christmas and New Year, and also COVID appropriate behavior should be followed everywhere in that state. And that's the advice we are expecting that will be given to all these state health ministers by Union Minister Mansukh Mandavia. It's been more than 40 minutes since the meeting has started, so we are waiting to see what more advice will be given to these states. Deepti, back to you.
Yes, Harsha, we are looking at these images now that are beaming on our television screens. What about the DGCA, because for some time now there has been a concern that what happens to travelers who are traveling to India from other countries, because that is exactly how we've seen the first wave of COVID actually spreading in the country. There has been a good amount of concern about those flights, Harsha. Could we have some directive that could come out of this meeting about the DGCA, about, the flight operations also?
Exactly, Dipti. What we have learned as the Ministry of Health Ministry have already communicated to the Civil Aviation Ministry, and the regulations have been given to DGCA as well, that the passengers who are going for international travel and the passengers who are coming from international, they all have to be done. 2% of the passengers will be done random testing and sampling, and to avoid the hassle-free travel, they will be just going through immigration point. At that time only, the passengers will be randomly selected. Their RT-PCR will be done, and the contact number and address will be taken. If their sample comes positive, then they will be contacted. The sample will be sent for genome sequencing. But right now, no flight will be banned, as told by Health Minister. Till now, hassle-free traveling and the guideline that 2% of samples, random sampling and testing will be started. And the same advisory will be given to all these states, be it Chandigarh, UP, Haryana, Punjab, wherever the flight operations are operational. On all those places, the international tourists are visiting. If we talk about Mumbai, Mumbai has a huge terminal places where the international flights are more in number, there the random testing and sampling should be done, and the sample should be done sent for genome sequencing. So that has to be followed very strictly. This is one thing in context of the flight operations which has been guided to the DCGA. Back to you, Dipti.
All right, Harsha, what we'll do is we'll let you go so that you can get us more inside track. The first pictures up on our screen. Is there going to be an advisory issued by the health department? Are COVID protocols going to be back? We'll track that story. Harsha, for the moment, thank you. And now, let's shift our focus to what's been happening in Kathmandu. Remember, this is a story that goes back in time, but a story that all of you must have heard about. His name is Charles Sobhraj. The man today has walked out of the jail in Nepal, and this is after the Supreme Court there decided to do this because of his deteriorating health conditions, also because of his old age. But why today is so much attention being focused on this one man? He could be headed to France next. Would that happen? We do not know. But let's take it across to Republic, reporting live from Kathmandu. I think we have Anamika with us, joining us on the broadcast. Anamika, आप इस समय काठमांडू में हैं और काठमांडू में इस समय चार्ल्स शोभराज है. आगे क्या होगा? चार्ल्स शोभराज क्या फ्रांस जाएंगे? किस कंट्री में जाएंगे? इस समय फिलहाल कहाँ हैं?
ये तस्वीर पूरी साफ हो चुकी है कि चार्ल्स शोभराज फ्रांस जाएंगे, ये तो तय हो चुका है, क्योंकि चार्ल्स शोभराज के वकील जो कि गोपाल शिवकोटी हैं, उन्होंने थोड़ी देर पहले टिकट भी हमको दिया है. हमने टिकट भी वो दिखाया है कि शाम 6 बजे का वो टिकट है. इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट यही वो ऑफिस है जिसके अंदर इस वक्त अभी चार्ल्स शोभराज है. लेकिन करीब करीब 5 बजे का वक्त होने वाला है, और अगर 6 बजे की फ्लाइट है जो कि पहले दोहा जाएगा, जो बताया जा रहा है वकील की ओर से चार्ल्स शोभराज की, कि पहले दोहा और फिर दोहा से रात करीब 1:30 बजे की फ्लाइट है, जिससे सुबह 6:30 बजे वो पेरिस उतरेगा. अगर 6 बजे की फ्लाइट से जाना है चार्ल्स शोभराज को, तो अभी भी यहां से कम इस ऑफिस से बाहर नहीं निकला है चार्ल्स शोभराज. और ये अभी पुख्ता तौर पर नहीं कहा जा सकता है कि क्या चार्ल्स शोभराज को आज ही फ्रांस भेजा जाएगा. वकील तो कह रहे हैं कि हाँ फ्रांस ही भेजा जाएगा, टिकट भी मिल चुका है, टिकट भी तय हो चुका है. लेकिन फिर देरी किस बात की है? क्योंकि नियम है एयरपोर्ट जाने के, इंटरनेशनल अगर आप ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं तो आपको पहले ही पहुंचना होगा एयरपोर्ट, ये भी तय है. और अब तक किसी भी तरह की नियम में कोई ढील नहीं दी गई है चार्ल्स शोभराज को. चाहे उसका अपनी फैमिली से मिलने को लेकर बात कही गई हो नेपाल में, या फिर उसको हेल्थ को लेकर बहुत सारी बातें कही गई है कि वो हॉस्पिटल में ही रहना चाहता है. बहुत सी बातें उसकी ओर से कही गई, लेकिन कहीं पर भी कोई ढील नहीं दी गई है. इसलिए ये माना जा रहा है कि एयरपोर्ट जाने के लिए भी ऐसी कोई ढील नहीं होगी. जो नियम है, आपको 3 से 4 घंटे इंटरनेशनल ट्रैवल के पहले पहुंचना है, वो रूल आपको फॉलो करना होगा. तो ऐसे में 5 बजे का वक्त होने वाला है, और 6 बजे की अगर फ्लाइट है तो अभी तक चार्ल्स शोभराज यहाँ से नहीं निकला है. तो क्या आगे फ्लाइट बढ़ाई जाएगी? क्या ये फ्लाइट कल की कराई जाएगी? क्या फ्लाइट डिले कराई जाएगी? इस पर भी सबकी नजरें हैं. और जैसे भी थोड़ी सी हलचल बढ़ती है गेट पर. जी
बिल्कुल अनामिका, वक्त की थोड़ी कमी है, लेकिन we will be on top of that story. Thank you so much for reporting on that from Kathmandu, Republic. Remember, we'll track that man. The first image, you've seen it here. We are quickly heading into a break, but don't go anywhere. Back on the other side with lots more.
चार्ल्स शोभराज को यहाँ से लेकर जाया जा रहा है. ये वो गाड़ी है जिसमें सवार होकर जा रहा है. इसी गाड़ी के अंदर चार्ल्स शोभराज है. इसके बाद चार्ल्स शोभराज इमिग्रेशन की कस्टडी में ही रहेगा. थोड़ी देर के बाद इमिग्रेशन कस्टडी के बाद पेपर वर्क होगा. पेपर वर्क के बाद 3 से 4 दिनों के भीतर ये मुमकिन है कि उसे वापस फ्रांस को भेज दिया जाएगा.
An unshakable belief, a 360-degree holistic model of development, and a strong team of 300 people is transforming millions of lives in rural Maharashtra.
Build hope, we build aspiration, we allow them, we give them the tools with which to dream.
Catch the second episode of Swadesh Foundation's Swase Bane Des at these times only on Republic TV.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए।
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Just yesterday, Munmun handed a phone to a random person to get her DP clicked for the 5th time this year, and her phone got stolen again. But Munmun's over the moon because JioMart's grand finale sale is offering up to 80% off on everything. So no matter how your year's been, the ending will be smashing.
.2% across India, 35% across English markets, 46% across super prime time, 43% across urban India. Channels that spend crores lose to content. Content wins, landing loses. Republic, the All India #1. 16 army personnel martyred, 4 undergoing treatment as army truck falls into the gorge in North Sikkim. Days after summons from NCPCR, Byju's appear for questioning in the alleged malpractices case. After massive backlash, the 1984 tainted titler forced to withdraw from Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra. Massive controversy as RJD leader says India is not livable. He says that his children have been told to settle abroad. Tamil Nadu BJP leader Sasikala Pushpa's car and house vandalized, 3 DMK councillors booked. Union Health Ministry holds meeting with states to review COVID preparedness. Now getting you an update of the tragic news that we received this afternoon of an army truck falling into a gorge in North Sikkim. 16 army personnel have lost their lives in this accident. 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers have succumbed to the injuries as per the statement issued by the army. The President of India has tweeted and expressed condolences and the President of India has tweeted that anguish to learn about the loss of lives of brave soldiers of Indian Army in a road accident in Sikkim. My heartfelt condolences to the families of the deceased. I pray for the speedy recovery of the injured. Anirudh will be joining us live as he gets more updates from the Eastern Command. But what we know so far is that 4 soldiers who are injured have been airlifted and are currently being treated. We also had a statement earlier coming in from Rajnath Singh, Defence Minister, condoling the deaths of the army personnel. Anirudh is joining us live. Anirudh, if you can also tell our viewers about the terrain where this accident took place that claimed the lives of 16 army personnel. We seem to be running into some audio trouble there with Anirudh as he continues to get us updates. But what we can tell our viewers is that As per the information that we've been getting and also the army statement, 16 army personnel, including 3 junior commissioned officers, were killed in a road accident at Zima. Zima is the location in North Sikkim where the vehicle skidded off while negotiating a sharp turn. Now, the other big story that we've been tracking since morning is the release of French serial killer Charles Sobhraj. He's walked out of the Kathmandu jail. He's currently in the immigrations department, been stationed outside the immigration department, trying to get us the latest updates and the latest visuals from Kathmandu as we get details about what could be the next course of action as far as Charles Sobhraj is concerned. Anamika Pandey from Republic Bharat is reporting in Kathmandu. Surendra Puyal and also Alisha Nair has been reporting from Kathmandu as Charles Sobhraj walks free. And Anamika Pandey is reporting live from the immigration office. Anamika, आपको क्या जानकारी मिल रही है, कितनी देर में चार्ल्स शोभराज बाहर निकलेंगे इमिग्रेशन ऑफिस से?
बस थोड़ी देर का वक्त और है, अभी ये बताया जा रहा है क्योंकि 1 घंटा है अभी फ्लाइट में, करीब 5 बजने वाले हैं और अभी सभी को यहाँ से साइड किया जा रहा है। जो है सिक्योरिटी बाहर लगी हुई है, जो मीडिया कर्मी यहाँ पर हैं, केवल नेपाल से नहीं बल्कि दुनिया में अलग अलग जगहों से यहाँ पर मीडिया कर्मी पहुंचे हुए हैं, उन सभी को साइड किया जा रहा है। इससे ये लग रहा है कि थोड़ी देर में चार्ल्स शोभराज को यहाँ से सीधे एयरपोर्ट लेकर जाएंगे और इमिग्रेशन ऑफिस से करीब 15 मिनट का रास्ता है और पूरे रास्ते को ये भी कोशिश है कि रास्ते को किसी तरीके से खाली कराकर जल्द से जल्द उसको एयरपोर्ट लेकर जाया जाए क्योंकि 6 बजे की फ्लाइट है। और पहले ये भी खबर थी कि ऐसी भी संभावनाएं थी कि हो सकता है कि आज नहीं कल इस जो फ्लाइट की टिकट है इसे कल के लिए कर दिया जाए, लेकिन अभी तक ऐसा दिख नहीं रहा है। जिस तरीके से यहाँ मूवमेंट बढ़ी है, हलचल बढ़ी है, उससे ये लग रहा है कि बस थोड़ी देर में और यहाँ से करीब 5 बजे तक, 10 मिनट का वक्त और है 5 बजने में, 5 बजे तक यहाँ से इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट की टीम साथ में लेकर इसको निकलेगी और फ्रांस निकलने के लिए एयरपोर्ट तक छोड़ के आएगी। पहले दोहा निकलना है, 6 बजे की फ्लाइट दोहा की है और उसके बाद रात करीब 1:30 बजे की सीधे पेरिस की फ्लाइट है जो कि सुबह 6:35 पर पेरिस पहुंचेगा। जो टिकट हमारे पास अब तक आई है उसमें यही है, लेकिन देरी किस बात को लेकर हो रही है, इस पे ये भी कहा जा रहा है कि कुछ पेपर वर्क है जो अभी पूरा नहीं हुआ है, इस वजह से भी देरी हो रही है। और अभी कुछ लोग अंदर पहुंचे हैं, कुछ फाइल और कुछ पेपर लेकर, ये बोल रहे हैं कि हो सकता है कि वो पेपर्स अंदर लेकर गए हों और उसके बाद अब चार्ल्स को बाहर लाने की तैयारी है। लेकिन इन सब के बीच चार्ल्स की फैमिली, खासतौर पर वो कथित फैमिली निहिता और उनकी माँ, वो लगातार एक ही बात कह रहे हैं कि वो चार्ल्स से एक बार मिलना चाहते हैं, उनसे बातचीत करना चाहते हैं। अभी तक सुबह से वो लगातार यहाँ पर खड़े थे, उन्हें कोई परमिशन नहीं दी गई है। और थोड़ी देर पहले नीता से हमने जब बात करने की कोशिश की तो वो कह रही हैं कि वो लीगल तौर पर ये नहीं कहती हैं कि वो चार्ल्स की वाइफ है, लेकिन अभी तक सुबह तक कई बातें निकलकर सामने आई कि क्योंकि वो चार्ल्स की वाइफ है इसलिए वो अंदर जाना चाहती हैं, उनसे बात करना चाहती हैं। लेकिन शाम होते होते नेता ने खुद ये बात स्वीकारी कि ऑफिशियली ऑन पेपर वो उनकी वाइफ नहीं है, किसी तरह से कोई मेरे सर्टिफिकेट नहीं बना। यही बात पुलिस की ओर से भी लगातार कही जा रही थी। वो भी लगातार इंतजार करें कि कब चार्ल्स को यहाँ से एयरपोर्ट लेकर जाया जाए। सभी की नजरें हैं, थोड़ी देर का वक्त और ये मुमकिन है। जी
अनामिका, आप जैसे बता रहे थे कि चार्ल्स शोभराज की बीवी और उनकी मदर इन लॉ शायद इमिग्रेशन ऑफिस के बाहर खड़ी थी कुछ देर पहले, वो क्या अभी भी वही है? अगर वो वहाँ पे है, क्या हम उनसे बातचीत कर सकते हैं, क्या उनसे रिएक्शन ले सकते हैं?
नहीं, अभी करीब 10 मिनट पहले वो शायद एयरपोर्ट के लिए निकले हैं, ऐसी जानकारी मिल रही है कि वो अगर यहाँ नहीं मिलने दिया जाता है तो वो एयरपोर्ट पर किसी तरीके से कोशिश करेंगे, क्योंकि यहाँ से सीधे गाड़ी लेकर निकलेंगे। उनको भी इस बात का पता है गाड़ी कहीं रोकी नहीं जाएगी। एयरपोर्ट पर यह संभावना है कि वो चार्ल्स शोभराज से मिल सके, इसीलिए वो अपने और कुछ लोगों के साथ परिवार के एयरपोर्ट की तरफ निकले हैं और वहीं एयरपोर्ट पर ही वो चार्ल्स शोभराज से एक बार मिलना चाहेंगे। 2003 में लगातार निहिता की मां ये बात कह रही है कि 2003 में जब यहाँ पर काठमांडू में गिरफ्तार किया गया था चार्ल्स शोभराज को, तब से ही वो लगातार कोशिश करती रही हैं। जो पेपर हैं उनके रिहाई के या जो उनके वीजा के पेपर लगने हैं, वो सारी चीजें उनकी मां की ओर से ही मदद की गई है, तभी यहाँ पर पहुंचे हैं और तभी वो यहाँ से रिहा हो पाए हैं और अब वो फ्रांस जाने का रास्ता उनका साफ हो गया है। अभी तक इसको लेकर भी थोड़ा सा डिलेमा था कि क्या ये फ्रांस ही जाएंगे, लेकिन अब कम से कम जो टिकट सामने आएंगे उससे ये तो साफ हो गया है कि पहले दोहा और दोहा के बाद रात 1:30 बजे फ्रांस के लिए, पेरिस के लिए ही निकलेगा चार्ल्स शोभराज, ये तो तय है। लेकिन 6 बजे की जो फ्लाइट है उसमें देरी हो रही है, अभी तक चार्ल्स शोभराज यहाँ से नहीं निकला है। उसको लेकर एक थोड़ा सा ये भी कहा जा रहा है कि अगर देरी होती है तो क्या ये फ्लाइट की टिकट कल के लिए बढ़ा दी जाएगी, क्या अब चार्ल्स शोभराज कल जाएगा, क्योंकि अभी तक पेपर वर्क पूरे नहीं थे। लेकिन अब ये पुख्ता तौर पर अंदर से कहा जा रहा है कि पेपर वर्क पूरा, ऐसे दो बातें निकलकर सामने आ रही हैं। अगर चार्ल्स शोभराज आज नहीं जाता है तो क्या कल वो जाएगा, आज क्या कमी रह गई है जिस वजह से उसको वो नहीं जा पाया, अगर वो नहीं जा पाता है फ्रांस तो। लेकिन अभी कुछ भी कहना जल्दबाजी होगी, क्योंकि इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट की ओर से अंदर कोई भी जानकारी ऐसी नहीं दी जा रही है कि क्या वो आज ही एयरपोर्ट छोड़ने के लिए लेकर जाएंगे। तस्वीर विवेक अंदर के दिखाइएगा कि क्या कुछ अंदर मूवमेंट हुआ है, क्या और ज्यादा वहां पर नेपाल पुलिस की जो टुकड़ी है वो डिप्लॉय की गई है, क्योंकि धीरे धीरे यहाँ पर नेपाल पुलिस की टुकड़ियों का पहुंचना भी जारी है। सिक्योरिटी और ज्यादा बढ़ाई जा रही है, जिससे इस बात का अनुमान लगाया जा रहा है कि चार्ल्स शोभराज को आज लेकर जाया जाएगा। एक थोड़ी सी गाड़ी का मूवमेंट भी अंदर दिख रहा है और ये कहा जा रहा है कि शायद चार्ल्स शोभराज इसी गाड़ी में बैठकर एयरपोर्ट के लिए निकलेगा और 6 बजे की फ्लाइट से चार्ल्स शोभराज अगर निकलता है तो रात 1:30 बजे वो पेरिस के लिए भी निकल जाएगा। यानी कि यहाँ से, नेपाल से, काठमांडू से उसका हर तरह का रिश्ता खत्म हो जाएगा, जो करीब 18 से 19 साल का वक्त चार्ल्स शोभराज ने यहाँ की जेल में काटा है। और देखिए अंदर भी मूवमेंट शुरू हो चुका है, कुछ लोग बाहर भी निकल रहे हैं, इसीलिए सबकी नजरें हैं कि हो सकता है कि चार्ल्स शोभराज को आज ही लेकर जाएं। बार बार मैं ये कह रही हूँ कि दो तरह की बातें कही जा रही हैं। जैसे जैसे हलचल बढ़ती है वैसे ऐसा लगता है कि शायद चार्ल्स शोभराज को बाहर लेकर आया जा रहा है और उसे सीधे एयरपोर्ट लेकर जाएंगे, लेकिन उसके बाद फिर मूवमेंट शांत हो जाता है, हलचल पूरी शांत हो जाती है, जिससे ये भी स्थिति बन जाती है कि शायद चार्ल्स शोभराज को आज नहीं कल भेजा जाएगा। लेकिन देखिए अभी गाड़ी बाहर निकल रही है, इसी में चार्ल्स शोभराज को शायद हो सकता है लेकर जाया जा रहा है। तस्वीर आपको दिखा रहे हैं सबसे पहले रिपब्लिक टीवी पर कि चार्ल्स शोभराज को एयरपोर्ट लेकर जा रहे हैं। इस गाड़ी में देखिए आगे पूरी पुलिस की गाड़ी है, नेपाल पुलिस की गाड़ी है, जिसमें चार्ल्स शोभराज को की सिक्योरिटी को लेकर पूरी सिक्योरिटी टाइट की गई है। और बीच की एक और गाड़ी है, उसमें भी देखिए चार्ल्स शोभराज की सिक्योरिटी, और ये थर्ड गाड़ी में चार्ल्स शोभराज को लेकर जा रहे हैं। ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि थर्ड गाड़ी में चार्ल्स शोभराज को लेकर गए हैं एयरपोर्ट के लिए। यहाँ से चार्ल्स शोभराज निकल चुका है, ये तय हो चुका है कि चार्ल्स शोभराज को यहाँ से लेकर एयरपोर्ट जा चुके हैं।
Anamika Pandey of the Republic Bharat is reporting live from Kathmandu as we got those exclusive and latest pictures from the immigration office of possibly Charles Sobhraj leaving the immigration office and heading towards the airport. But what we've spoken to the lawyer earlier, what we are getting to know is that at 6 p.m. He could be heading to Doha and from there he could be heading to France. The lawyer, while speaking to Republic, has said that he has no cases pending in France and probably that's the place that he's going to go to. We just possibly saw Charles Sobhraj being taken out of the immigration department towards the airport. Probably this is a picture in a very heavily guarded vehicle. Is what we are getting to know is that serial killer Charles Sobhraj being taken out of the immigration department, heading towards the airport. Possibly we will keep a watch on. We will try to get Anamika live, and we will try getting a live commentary from Anamika of the details that she's picking up from the ground, as Charles Sobhraj is walking free, heading to Doha and possibly to France next, is what we are getting to know. Now, he has served 19 years in jail in Kathmandu on murder charges. He was handed over to the immigration authorities. His papers were processed this morning. Possibly heading to the airport is what we're getting to know. There was some bit of confusion earlier in the day as to whether he will be staying back in Nepal or heading to France, or if Indian authorities would be stepping in. There was certain confusion, but now it is seemingly getting clear that Charles Sobhraj could be heading to Doha right now. We're getting that sequence once again from Anamika of Charles Sobhraj leaving the Immigration Department.
थर्ड गाड़ी में चार्ल्स शोभराज को लेकर जा रहे हैं। ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि थर्ड गाड़ी में चार्ल्स शोभराज को लेकर गए हैं एयरपोर्ट के लिए। यहां से चार्ल्स शोभराज निकल चुका है। ये तय हो चुका है कि चार्ल्स शोभराज को यहां से लेकर एयरपोर्ट जा चुके हैं।
And these are the latest pictures that we're getting. We'll keep coming back to Anamika and our reporting team in Kathmandu there who are tracking all the developments as far as Charles Sobhraj is concerned. Moving on to more news coming in. And talking about the tragic accident that took place this afternoon in North Sikkim, where 16 army personnel have been martyred. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has released a statement, and I'm just tweeting out what he has put out. He says he says pained by the loss of lives of our brave army personnel due to a road mishap in Sikkim. Condolences to the bereaved families. May the injured recover soon. This is the tweet coming in from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is a tweet coming in from the PMO India handle, and Prime Minister Modi tweeting that that pained by the loss of lives of our brave army personnel due to road mishap in Sikkim. This is a wrong tweet on our screens right now. We will just correct that. I'm telling my production team to just correct the tweet that is on air right now. The tweet by Indian Prime Minister has been put up on the PMO India handle, where he says that pained by the loss of lives of our brave army personnel due to a road mishap in Sikkim, condolences to the bereaved families, may the injured recover soon. In fact, we had Anirudh also reporting live and giving us the details of the accident, the Indian Army statement that was issued a while back, where 16 Army personnel were martyred and 4 are undergoing treatment after the Army truck fell into the gorge. Anirudh is live with us, giving us more details about the terrain where this accident took place while negotiating a sharp turn. Anirudh, what are the details also that you're getting of the injured army personnel who've been airlifted and shifted to a hospital and are being treated right now?
Yes, the injured army personnel has been airlifted and they are undergoing treatment. We are being told that process of identification of the fallen soldiers have also been initiated by the army personnel who have reached the spot. Meanwhile, each and every family is being also informed about the tragic loss which has taken place in Zema village in North Sikkim. The temperature there at this point, we are being told that is around freezing temperature, and the retrieval process will be started early morning tomorrow. They will be first, the mortal remains will be first brought to Bagdogra airport, and from Bagdogra they will be flown to different parts of the country where the native place of the 16 bravers are situated. Studio.
Anirudh, we'll keep a close watch on the developments there in North Sikkim as the operations continue by Indian Army, and waiting for the next statement of the Indian Army on the developments taking place there. And we're heading into a short break right now. After the break, we'll get you the controversial statement that RJD leader has made, saying that the Indian atmosphere is not conducive for Muslims. Tamil Nadu BJP leader Shashikala Pushpa's car and house has been vandalized. 3 DMK councillors have been booked.
In the battle between content and landing, the nation decides. Republic is the winner. Slice and dice, landing channels run for cover. content wins, landing loses. Republic, the All India #1.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
বাইরে সিকিউরিটি আর নিজের বাড়িতে এইসব।
दादा बचा लिया आपने।
बेफिक्र कोलकाता जाओ, इंटरव्यू अच्छा ही होगा।
हर बंद राह ओपन हो सकती है, लगता है सिर्फ दिल। एक्सिस बैंक, दिल से ओपन।
यूपी ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट 2023 के माध्यम से देश विदेश के बड़े निवेशकों को आकर्षित करने के लिए प्रदेश की बदली हुई छवि को रोड शो के जरिए प्रचारित करने के साथ ही प्रदेश सरकार राज्य में उपलब्ध असीम व्यावसायिक अवसरों को प्रोफेशनल्स की मदद से निवेशकों तक पहुंचा रही है।
उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार रोड शो का आयोजन भी करने जा रही है ताकि उत्तर प्रदेश में उपलब्ध असीम अवसरों का प्रसार करते हुए निवेश को आकर्षित किया जा सके।
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels.
चार्ल्स शोभराज को यहाँ से लेकर जाया जा रहा है। ये वो गाड़ी है जिसमें सवार होकर जा रहा है। इसी गाड़ी के अंदर चार्ल्स शोभराज है। इसके बाद चार्ल्स शोभराज इमिग्रेशन की कस्टडी में ही रहेगा। थोड़ी देर के बाद इमिग्रेशन कस्टडी के बाद पेपर वर्क होगा। पेपर वर्क के बाद 3 से 4 दिनों के भीतर ये मुमकिन है कि उसे वापस फ्रांस को भेज दिया जाएगा।
Now, the intolerance debate is back. Senior RJD leader Abdul Bari Siddiqui spoke about how the Muslim community is feeling insecure in the country, saying that the atmosphere in the country is not conducive and he's encouraging his children to settle abroad. Let's first listen in to that controversial comment that this RJD leader has made, and then Republic has confronted him.
अंतिम में आखिरी में एक शेयर करके अपनी बात खत्म कर देता हूं। मेरा एक बेटा है और एक बेटी है। बेटा अभी हार्वर्ड में पढ़ रहा है, बेटी लंदन स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स से पास आउट कर चुकी है। तो जो देश का माहौल है, अब आप कहिएगा भाई आप तो खुद हो यहाँ। तो हमने कहा अपने बेटा बेटी को कि नौकरी कर लो उधर ही, अगर सिटीजनशिप भी मिले तो ले लेना। अब इंडिया में माहौल नहीं रह गया, तुम लोग झेल पाओगे या नहीं झेल पाओगे। ये बात हो सकता है, आप समझ सकते हैं कि कितनी तकलीफ से आदमी ये बात अपने बाल बच्चों को कहेगा कि अपना मातृ वतन, अपनी मातृभूमि को छोड़ दो। ये दौर आ गया।
देखिए, ऐसा है कि आपने मेरे बयान का आखिरी पारा अगर सुना होगा तो उसमें हमने कहा कि आखिर इस तरह का बयान देने में कितनी तकलीफ होगी वो हम समझ रहे हैं, और बहुत तकलीफ से ये कहना पड़ रहा है कि साहब मुल्क में जिस तरह का माहौल बनाया जा रहा है, घृणा का, द्वेष का, जलन का और टारगेट करने का, उससे जो है एक नौकरी करने के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटी जिसको भी मिलती है अपना जाता है, नौकरी करता है।
क्या टारगेट किया जा रहा है? यहाँ तो सब लोग ठीक से रह रहे हैं,
मतलब इसमें टारगेट तो कोई नहीं किया जा रहा है बारिश साहब, हमको तो नहीं लगता है कि टारगेट किया जा रहा है।
आप ये देखिए ना कि जो हमारा संविधान है, संविधान के 4 स्तंभ हैं। एक है कि हमारा मुल्क जो है सॉवरेन होगा, खुद मुख्तार। हमारा मुल्क जो है डेमोक्रेटिक होगा। हमारा मुल्क जो है सेकुलर होगा। और हमारा मुल्क जो है ये क्या कहते हैं, सोशलिस्ट होगा। ठीक है, तो अब ये बताइए कि ये जो हमारा संविधान है और संविधान के जो मुख्य 4 स्तंभ हैं, उस पे किस तरह से इंटरप्रिटेशन और किस तरह से व्याख्या और किस तरह से जलन की राजनीति हो रही है। अरे भाई, ये देश हम सबों का है। इस देश में हमारे बाप दादों का सबका खून लगा है। और अगर हम कहें कि नहीं सिर्फ हमारा है, आपका नहीं है, और आप कहें कि हमारा है, इनका नहीं है, और अब एक नारा हो गया है, भाई अगर कोई आदमी मुस्लिम संप्रदाय से है और उसकी व्यक्तिगत स्वतंत्रता है अपने विचार को रखने का, तो उसके बारे में क्या कहता है, पाकिस्तान चले जाओ। अरे पाकिस्तान से मेरे को क्या लेना देना है। हम जब देश का बंटवारा हुआ, मालूम नहीं है बहुत सारे लोगों को, देश का जब बंटवारा हुआ, मेरे दादा शुगर मिल में से जो अभी बांग्लादेश।
नहीं, ठीक है, समझ गए। लेकिन आपको भारत से जाने के लिए कहाँ कोई कह रहा है। आप तो आराम से रह रहे हैं, पिछले 40 साल से आप राजनीति कर रहे हैं, सारा पर्क्स बेनिफिट्स आप इंजॉय कर रहे हैं बिहार में, तो आपको भारत से जाने के लिए तो कोई नहीं कर रहा है। ये तो आपका भी इंटरप्रिटेशन हो सकता है। जलन की राजनीति अगर आप बोल रहे हैं कि कोई एक पक्ष कर रहा है, तो दूसरा पक्ष भी तो कर सकता है। वही आरोप आप लोगों पर भी लग सकता है।
Pictures that we are getting from Kathmandu, from Nepal. Just a few minutes back, we got visuals of Charles Sobhraj leaving the immigration department, heading towards the airport. This is the latest feed that we're getting from Kathmandu, possibly from the Kathmandu airport. Charles Sobhraj could be taking the flight to Doha in a short while from now. Heavy police presence there as Republic is reporting live from the Kathmandu airport right now. Charles Sobhraj could be leaving for Doha, and from there could be heading to France. The world has its eyes on Kathmandu this evening as Charles Sobhraj could be heading towards France is what we are getting to know. Republic in fact also spoke to Charles Sobhraj's lawyer, Bikini Killer, serial killer as he is known. There we have our reporter Alisha getting us these latest pictures of Charles Sobhraj there, possibly in the red hoodie. Red hoodie there, police presence, heavy police presence there, heavily fortified Kathmandu airport. Charles Sobhraj getting inside the airport, possibly taking the flight to Doha and then heading towards France is what we are getting to know. We'll try to get Aisha live as well, because she's been reporting on this story, getting us more details about what could be the next course of action for French serial killer Charles Sobhraj. When we spoke to the lawyer earlier, and we'll play out that conversation that Republic had with the lawyer as well, where the lawyer confirmed that Charles Sobhraj has no cases against him in France. He has no...
Mr. Charles?
Please.
Mr.
Please.
Mr. Charles, what's lies ahead? Mr. Charles, what's lying ahead for you now? Mr. Charles, are you really think the France will be safe for you?
I say.
There we had it. The first Indian channel and the only Indian channel in Kathmandu reporting on that big global exclusive story. Charles Sobhraj heading towards Doha, leaving the immigration office, leaving the Kathmandu jail this morning, heading towards Doha, going to France, where he believes he would be safe. Alicia, in fact, will be live with us in a few minutes from now to give us, to tell us how, give us more details about what could be next for Charles. In fact, we had that entire sequence where Alicia was trying to question Charles Sobhraj, who is visible in this in his red hoodie, wearing a red sweater, completely covered, masked up at the Kathmandu airport, and Alicia there trying to question him on what could be the next course of action. I would.
Charles, are you really think the France will be safe for you?
Tonight, a murder will be committed. If anyone can name the killer, that person wins our game.
This is truly delightful.
Holy
There has been a murder. For one person, this is not a game. The killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again.
You must be really great at clues.
I'm very bad at dumb things.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
With Byju's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Byju's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Everyone looks at the world today. At Hyundai, we go beyond with experiences that take us forward. Inspired by our today, we design your tomorrow. Some said electric is the future. We said, why stop there? At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility, and you are welcome to join us.
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation. So I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne. So now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
You're looking at these live images right now on your screens coming in from the airport in Kathmandu. There is also our colleague Alicia. Look very, very closely. This man is Charles Sobhraj. Remember in the 70s and 80s, this man is infamous for the many, many murder cases against him. He was also called the Bikini Killer. He has been in the prison for the last many, many years. He's now headed to France via Doha. Alicia has in fact been trying to get his very first reaction. He's all of 78. What does he do now? You see him there in that red hoodie, masked up, not wanting right now to face the cameras. But we'll try and see if we can actually listen in and play that entire sequence once more. Republic, the only channel to try and get you the first reaction and this first sequence. Let's play that out.
What's lies ahead? Mr. Charles, what's lie ahead for you now? Mr. Charles, are you really think the France will be safe for you?
I second.
Mr. Charles, what's lies ahead? Mr. Charles, what's lie ahead for you now? Mr. Charles, are you really think the France will be safe for you? Mr. Charles, please. Mr. Charles, what's lies ahead? Mr. Charles, what's lie ahead for you now? Mr. Mr. Charles, are you really think France will be safe for you?
I second.
And Alicia is also joining us live right now. Remember, Republic, the only channel reporting live from Kathmandu, even as we track that story. Alicia, you did come face to face with this man. You know, this man was plastered all over television screens in the 70s and 80s. Many of us were not even born then. But we've all heard about Charles Sobhraj, you know, the man who's murdered many, the man who's been in that jail in Kathmandu for the last many, many years. What happens next here? Where does he go from here, Alicia?
Well, Dipti, it's been 19 years where Charles Sobhraj has spent his, imprisonment where he was in the jail for the last 19 years in Nepal, and now he's been deported to France because what we have been told after granting a bail from a Supreme Court, from the top court in Nepal, where the legal team right after this went to the immigration department, and there are some of the other procedure that has already been completed. Moreover, what we have been told by his lawyer as well, that today itself where the government from the Nepal government has requested that he should be deported today itself and not the 15 days time that has been given by the top court in Nepal. But we know that the France is something a very safe place for now, because we know in the 90s where he was first released from India, it was 1997 when he was released from India, and later he came to Nepal where he was arrested in the charges of murder, where he was given a life imprisonment, and it was 19 years where he has spent his life in imprisonment, and later when on the health grounds where the Supreme Court has granted him bail. Let me even show you the sense and give you the sense what is really happening, because we even saw the heavy police deployed was present here, and even there are still police, because what we know that it's 6 p.m. where his flight is going to take off from Nepal to Doha and later to the Paris, and even the lawyers is very much confident enough at this point of time, because clearly mentioning that, and they have been deporting him to France is just because there is no case that has been registered against him, against Charles Sobhraj in France, which is why it could be a safe place for Charles Sobhraj. We have tried to question him. We really, really asked him what is the further, what he is really looking forward, because after which he and his wife is going to stay in Paris, which they have been looking as a very safe place as of now, according even to the lawyer who has spoken to us earlier. And but now when it was a day before yesterday where the Supreme Court has granted him bail on the health ground, and now he's been released, and of course he's already present in the Nepal airport, where he's already been present here inside, and he's also going to be from the Nepal. It's 6 p.m. where his flight is going to take off from Nepal to Doha and Doha to Paris. And at this point of time, whether it is a legal team or whether it is a Charles Sobhraj or his family, they really feel, because there is no case that has been registered against him in France, which is why they feel that it's a safe place for Charles to be in the France with his family now.
Alicia, I'm just recalling a lot of movies, a lot of series on OTT platforms have also been made on this man. Where you actually saw how cold-blooded he was. That smiley character of Charles Sobhraj, he's murdered 50 plus women. He spent more than 40 years in jail. At a point, Alicia, I do remember reading about him. Police of 10 different countries were looking for him. That is the man that you came face to face with, Alicia, and I think that's a moment that you will always remember. What happened in your interaction? Why don't you tell us a little bit more, because we are looking at those images also on our screens.
Well, yes,
course, the most important is what we need to know, that what is he's been looking forward at, because at this point of time, the bail that has been granted to him is on the health condition. He is 78 years now, and we know that the murder, the crime that has been committed in 1980s to 1990s is something is known to everyone, and of course the OTT platform, and specifically the serpent, which has been called as the bikini killer, he has been called as. Also, this the same as we are still seeing, because he's yet to take off from the same airport, which is why there are still police officials. They are being deployed here till the time his flight don't take off. But there was a heavy police deployment, and even of course I've tried to ask him some of the questions. What exactly he's been looking forward, specifically when it comes to him and his family, because it was like 19 years he was there in this jail. Charles Sobhraj, an infamous French serial killer who actually been known as the Serpent. The award-nominated TV series, The Serpent, has really walked free, and we saw that in a visual, that he walked free from a Nepal prison. Sobhraj that has been released from the jail, and now he's been already handed over. The time he was released from the jail, he was handed over to the immigration department, and the officials at the immigration department informed that he would be deported to France soon, as early as today. So the tickets that was booked, his lawyer was already informed about it, because the conditions that was given by the Supreme Court is his age. He was serving a life sentence in Nepal for killing 2 tourists in 1975, but many of his alleged murder remain unsolved. Even there are many of the cases that has really not have come across, but this was the case where he was arrested for killing 2 American women in 1975, after which he was arrested the time he came to Nepal. He was arrested, and then the court has sentenced him life imprisonment. Moreover, in that imprisonment, he has already spent 19 years. But now, when the health really deteriorated, that is something, a petition that has already been filed before the court, and the court has clearly mentioned that he's 78 now, and looking into the health condition where this bail has been granted, it clearly mentioned that he should be deported within 15 days. But now today, when he was released from the jail, along with his lawyer and a family member who went to the immigration department, and the immigration department authorities has clearly mentioned to his lawyer that he should be deported to France as early as today. So the ticket arrangements was made, and the flight, as we already mentioned, it's going to be at 6 p.m. where it's going to take off from Nepal to Doha, and from Doha to Paris. Now, what is the reason? The reason behind they have chosen Paris, because there is no case that is being registered against Charles Sobhraj, because there could be, a sense of fear of getting arrested again. And of course, now spending 19 years in jail, there could be they will of course look into the chance that there should be no chance that they should get arrested once again. So all the police officials here, they have been just waiting for his flight to get take off. Once he will leave from the Nepal, the police official will of course leave, and of course there will be other arrangements that has to be made in the Doha airport as well, because from Doha he is going to deport to Paris, where he is actually residing, and he will be there with the family, of course. And like talking about the sequence, well, yes, that was a very clear picture, and we even saw how Charles Sobhraj was walked free from this country, from Nepal to his country. Now he will be going to the Paris with his family. What is the further, what he's been really looking forward is something a matter of question, and will even try speaking to him even in further what exactly now he's been planning, because the way the multiple names that has been given to Charles Sobhraj, whether it is a bikini killer, whether it is the serpent, many names has been given to that. And of course, even you have mentioned about the OTT platform, who's become a very much famous over the OTT, whether the fact he's been spending his life in the jail, but there was the film, there are the OTT platform which has actually made him alive, and people were watching, which has actually crossed many of the millions of views, not only in UK but even in the other state as well. So let's see what really the life now Charles Sobhraj has been really looking for.
Oh yes, and you know, Alicia, there are a lot of interesting facts about this man called Charles Sobhraj. He's been saying he's in the poor of health. We do not know because, you know, he's all masked up. He's in that hoodie. But we also must tell our viewers that he's actually charged a lot of money, Alicia, for the n number of interviews that he's given. Every time he's spoken, he's agreed for an interview. He's charged for it. He's also charged a lot of money for the film rights. So that is the man. That is the man called Charles Sobhraj. Alicia, our colleague who's reporting live from Kathmandu, ladies and gentlemen, actually came face to face with this man who's murdered 50 plus women, who has also escaped out of the Tihar jail a number of times. We'll get you that entire story and much more. Let's play out that entire sequence once more of what happened when Republic caught this man at the Kathmandu airport.
Mr. Charles, what's lies ahead? Mr. Charles, what's lying ahead for you now? Mr. Charles, are you really think the France will be safe for you?
I second.
Mr. Charles?
Please.
Mr.
Please.
Mr. Charles, what's lies ahead? Mr. Charles, what's lying ahead for you now? Mr. Charles, are you really think the France will be safe for you?
I second.
So not a word, but Republic, the only network that has been able to get this man today of 78 years old on camera. Alicia there is reporting live. We also have our colleague Sandeep who's joining us live right now on the broadcast. And we have a very, very special guest. In fact, he's a legendary police officer, Madhukar Zende. And why is today so important to speak to Madhukar ji? Because he is the man. Ladies and gentlemen, listen very, very carefully. He is the man who arrested this serial killer, Charles Sobhraj, in a Goa restaurant. The year was 1986. Zende Saab, good evening. Thank you so much for speaking to us. You are also a retired Mumbai Assistant Police Commissioner now. I want to know from you, when you look at these images today, sir, and what happened in the year 1986, fast forward to 2022, what are your first thoughts?
Now, this is decision of a Supreme Court of a country. They have better wisdom than I am a very ordinary man. What can I express? But I only feel that such dangerous criminals should not be let off in society. But my view has no value because it's decided by a much better authority to those who have better wisdom. I can't comment on anything like this.
I think we also have Sandeep, and Sandeep has been in conversation with you. We'll also try to get in Sandeep into this entire conversation, Sandeep. But one quick question I also want to ask Zende Saab. You know, sir, there are people today who have only seen him on the big screen, who've read about him, who've read his interviews, but you've seen this man in person. You've arrested him. Once I was reading when you had gone to arrest him, he tried to escape. Tell us more about this man. And you know, is it fair to say that he's still as cold-blooded as he was when you arrested him in the years of 1986?
He has not changed at all. He is a very, very brash person. He's a very dangerous criminal. As you have said, he has murdered more than 50 ladies, and still one girl of 24 years has chosen to marry him while he was in jail. So he has some charm for ladies. I can't understand why they fall for him. And he's a very, very dangerous person to society. But unfortunately, your media has been projecting him unnecessarily. Why project a criminal? You project some good work, not criminal activities and criminal persons like him.
All right. Mr. Zende, Sandeep here from Republic TV. I have few questions for you. Definitely you had, in fact, arrested this man, and in fact, there were times when you also investigated this man. I just wanted to know, in fact, the viewers of Republic TV wanted to know what did he said and what kind of investigation you carried on, and in fact, what kind of stories, what did you learn from, you know, in the investigation that you carried on over Sobhraj?
Actually, investigation, I did very little. I only executed the arrest part of it. And I have learned that he is a very, very brash person. He has very scant regard for the Indian police, Indian judiciary. He has been very, very treacherous all along his life. He, as you have said, he has murdered more than 50 ladies. What kind of, you will not have more than 4 persons in the whole world who have done such a drastic crime. So what can I say? And he, whenever I tried to talk to him, he just brushed me off, saying that you have done your work, I will do my thing. And he has always been very, very brash.
Okay,
definitely you
Madhukar
had
Zende Saab,
this
only
man
for want of time. Yes, go ahead, Sandeep.
Yeah. Can't hear you.
Could you just let us know, Mr. Zende, what was his thought process, Mr. Zende, when you met him? What was his thought process? What he used to think? From where does the confidence of in fact killing people, and that too brutally?
We've cut across to this breaking development right now. There are reports of a shooting incident that has been reported from central Paris. The first images are on your screens. We are learning that several possibly have been hurt. The police say several have been injured in the shooting. This gunfire was reported in a crowded area. As you can see on your screens, this is central Paris, where several people are said to be hurt. Right now, you see all the cops, the reinforcements that have been rushed in. This is the central Paris area where the shooting has been reported. The gunfire reported in just the last few minutes. The first images on your screens. It's still a developing story. We'll try and see if we can get in our colleagues reporting live on that story for you to tell you more of what we know about what has happened. But what we can tell you, in fact, these are unconfirmed reports that several are said to be injured. The shooter is believed to be a man in his 60s, and he possibly already has been arrested, is also what reports now are indicating. The shooter is said to be a man in his 60s. He now has been arrested by the cops, but several people there have been injured. And some of them have also sustained serious injuries, is what we are now given to understand. This is in the central Paris area, and initial reports coming in, not very sure, but reports indicating possibly there could be 2 casualties also in this entire incident that has just happened, shooting in central Paris, where 2 people possibly are dead in this shootout. Who really is this man? What more do we know about his identity? We do not know, but Abhishek also joining us right now. He has more details. Abhishek, what are we learning?
Okay, so the basics being picked up from the media reports are deeply that it's likely that there are 2 dead, several injured, and this was an elderly gunman shooter identified as a male in his 60s or late 60s, 70s. And this has happened in the 10th arrondissement, which is the police district in Paris, and it's near the Gare du Nord. And also, it is the firing was aimed at the Kurdish cultural center. That's what we are getting to hear. So it seems that this could be connected with the Middle East in some ways. We are still trying to ascertain what's the nationality of the shooter. These pictures clearly suggest that this has happened a couple of hours back. There are several people injured, and 2 have been confirmed dead. And police has cordoned off the area deeply. And as I said, this is 10th arrondissement near the Kurdish cultural center. In fact, that was the target of the attack of the shooter, in which he has injured many and killed 2. These are the basic details are coming in as of now. And the police is carrying out a sort of a rescue and mass shooting incident being reported from Paris. And remember, this is a time of Christmas festivities. In fact, we can break that the man has been arrested and is in the custody of Parisian police. And they are questioning him about the motives, his connections, but the shooting incident being reported from Paris, in which has left 2 dead and many injured, and the shooter identified as a male in his 60s, elderly male, who has been arrested and is being questioned as we speak by the 10 arrondissement police district in Paris.
And you know, Abhishek, I do understand these are still initial times, but there are also reports now coming in that suggest that 2 possibly have lost their lives after this entire shootout in central Paris. What are the reports indicating that you are looking at? Anything about the identity of the shooter who's been arrested now?
Not yet, Deepti, and not yet insofar as the identity of the man is concerned, but you can have an informed opinion on that, which is given the fact that he was targeting the Kurdish cultural center, it could be connected with the Middle East, Middle East situation, particularly between Turkey and Syria. And we are still trying to ascertain those facts about the motive, among other issues. But what is important is that at least 2 have been confirmed dead and many injured. And this has happened in the 10th arrondissement, which is a police district in Paris. And it is about an hour and a half back that this incident has been reported, and questioning of the man arrested is going on. I believe as it happens in these situations, the identity is not revealed till the time that the police carries out its preliminary investigation. At least what can be told is that this is not an active shooting scene as of now. The situation is under control, and a cordon has been laid around the Kurdish Cultural Center, which was the scene of shooting. The police is in control of the situation, and the man who carried out this mass shooting has been arrested and is being questioned by the police deeply.
Yes, and you know, Abhishek, we're also putting out these images on our screens where you do see ambulances now, police vehicles, a lot of police deployment. And this shootout has been reported from, you know, an area that is frequented by a lot of people. It's a busy area. It's in central Paris. It's happening on the eve of Christmas. So, you know, the idea here was obviously to maximize the casualties, and initial numbers already indicate that a lot of people have sustained injuries, Abhishek. 2 possibly have also lost their lives.
Oh, you are absolutely right. This is aimed at causing maximum harm, and the choice of the site of attack clearly suggests that that was the objective, as in to shoot to kill and to kill maximum possible people, because all the pictures suggest this is crowded and narrow area and congested area, and it seems this since it's 5:30, around 5:30 India time, this must have happened at around 12 noon Paris time, which means the peak of business and commercial activity, and so obviously the intention must have been to harm the people there and cause maximum damage. But then, as I said, BP, apart from the fact that you can make an informed conjecture that if Kurdish Cultural Center was targeted, this man seems to be motivated along the lines of the conflict that's happening in that region of the Middle East, and beyond that, of course, we'll have to wait for a police statement, which is yet to come. But as of now, information clearly suggesting that the situation is under control, and it's not an active shooting scene anymore in this police district of Paris, and the man has been taken into custody and is in fact being questioned now.
And Abhishek, I'm told that we have more images also now coming in. These, remember, are images now coming in from different vantage points, as close as possible that Republic has been able to get for our viewers. Abhishek, we do see a lot of people, I think, who've sustained injuries also being wheeled out. to a local hospital nearby. But tell me something, any eyewitness accounts, Abhishek, that we've been able to hear or read about on the social media or elsewhere?
We are trying to get more information these days. So, for example, we're getting pictures which clearly show, some injured being taken away and carted away in ambulances and on stretchers. And it seems a couple of them, going by the pictures, might have suffered serious injury. Deepti, we can see the police taking the area into a security cordon and police carrying their own arms. And going by pictures, it seems this must have happened at least a couple of hours back and not immediately, given the fact that from the pictures you can make out that everything has been brought under control. The man, in fact, in question who carried out the shooting has been arrested and is being questioned by the police at an undisclosed location. And
Okay, Abhishek, there are reports I'm reading on the AFP where there is an eyewitness account. In fact, it's a shopkeeper in the area who's actually telling the agency that she had heard 7 or 8 shots that were fired, saying it was total panic. We locked ourselves inside, and she said consistently she could hear these shots being fired in the air, Abhishek.
all right, yes. A little more precise information coming in, being attributed to French prosecutors, Deepti, and which is that this man is now exactly 69 years old. And we can see pictures of panic coming in, and people have, in some cases, as can be seen in the pictures, people have locked themselves inside shops. And this is the witness account that you were mentioning, about 7 or 8 shots having been heard. There could be more, given the fact that the incident has already led to the death of 2, killing of 2, and many others are injured. All right, we are getting reports of mass shooting incident in Paris, in the 10th arrondissement, and the shooter targeted the Kurdish cultural center, and it seems that he was overpowered, but not before shooting 8 or 10 rounds from his gun, which has led to the death of 2 and injury to some others present at the spot, which is seemingly targeted for some Middle Eastern links, and more specifically, it's crowded and congested area. So the harm that has happened was intended, and these people who have been the target of this attack seems to be, the man seems to have intended to target them. On that note, I hand it over back to Deepti till we come back with more information on the Paris shooting incident.
All right, thank you so much, Senior Executive Editor Abhishek Kapoor, getting us the latest right now, where the shooter has been arrested. We're getting some fresh updates. Now, this is an incident coming in of a shooting in a crowded area in Paris, and we are coming to know that the shooter is in his 60s, and this happened in a crowded area just ahead of the festivities, the Christmas celebrations, which will take place on the 25th. All right, viewers, 16 army personnel were martyred while 4 are undergoing treatment as army truck fell into an steep area there in North Sikkim. The incident has occurred in North Sikkim's Zema village. The Indian Army has also issued a statement and quoted in a tragic road accident involving an army truck on 23rd December. North Sikkim's 16 brave hearts of the Indian Army have lost their lives, and unfortunately, 3 junior commissioned officers and 13 soldiers succumbed to the injuries sustained in the accident. The Indian Army stands firm with the bereaved families at this hour of loss. So right now, viewers, we're getting many reactions as well. The Prime Minister has said that from the PMO that he's pained by the loss of lives of our brave army personnel due to the road mishap in Sikkim, and he has expressed his condolences to the bereaved families as well. Let's go back to Anirudh right now. Anirudh is getting us on the top updates. Anirudh, the last time you were telling us that the operation has begun to retrieve the mortal remains of the martyr. What's the latest coming in on that front?
Yes, Ivangi, in fact, we are getting to know as of now that since it has already night in that particular area and the temperature is also at the point of freezing, it's around 0 to -°C, and so the retrieval of the bodies will begin tomorrow morning to the nearest base, that is to the Bagdogra Air Force Station, and from Bagdogra the mortal remains will be flown to the native places of all the 16 bravers who have who were killed in the tragic road mishap in North Sikkim. Meanwhile, condolences have been pouring in. We are also getting to know that the 4 soldiers who were airlifted have been admitted in a military hospital, and they are responding well to the treatment, though their condition remains to be very, very critical, and they are meanwhile being monitored by a team of doctors and experts in Sikkim.
Right, and what is the condition right now of the 4 people who have been injured? The 4 injured in the accident were air evacuated. What is the situation like there? How is their health?
Yes, their condition is stable, but they remains to be in critical state as of now. And sources in the army have also informed us that all the 16 soldiers who have been killed in the road mishap have been identified, and the process of informing their families, their immediate next to kin, as per the laid down protocols of the Indian Army, has been started. Sivangi.
All right, thank you for joining us with all those details. Anirudh is telling us is that those 16 soldiers, 16 personnel of the army, they have been identified, and this is a very unfortunate incident coming in. We'll be tracking the story very closely. Let's see what else is making news from across the nation. And new developments in the Congress Bharat Jodo Yatra, as Congress leader Jagdish Taitle withdraws from participating in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Sources claim that the Congress leader may have skipped the Delhi leg of the Yatra to avoid controversy. Congress leader Jagdish Taitle forced to withdraw from Bharat Jodo Yatra, Republic being the only channel to confront Taitle. After BJP State Vice President Sasikala Pushpa was booked, the police have started to conduct investigation. 13 people, including 3 DMK councillors, have also been booked now for vandalizing the house and the car of the BJP leader Sasikala Pushpa. Bikini killer Charles Sobhraj, who has been lodged in the Kathmandu jail since 2003 and was linked to over 40 murders, has been released from the central prison in Nepal. RJD leader and former finance minister of Bihar, Abdul Siddiqui, earlier made a controversial statement saying that atmosphere is not correct in India to stay, but now Republic has confronted Abdul Siddiqui.
तो जो देश का माहौल है, अब आप कहिएगा भाई आप तो खुद हो या, तो हमने कहा अपने बेटा बेटी को कि नौकरी कर लो उधर ही, अगर सिटीजनशिप भी मिले तो ले लेना। अब इंडिया में माहौल नहीं रह गया, तुम लोग झेल पाओगे या नहीं झेल पाओगे।
Kerala government has tendered an unconditional apology before the High Court for the failure to implement its directive to initiate revenue recovery proceedings against the PFI for the damage caused to public property during the flash strike. Sushant Singh Rajput's father has responded to the Maharashtra government decision and has demanded justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. He also stated that it has been 2.5 years and they deserve to know the truth. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights summoned Byju's CEO over allegations that the company is indulging in malpractices to lure parents and children to buy the courses. The Apex Child Rights body has asked the CEO to appear in person today. Former Jammu and Kashmir CM Farooq Abdullah attacked forces once again, saying that the government assured that with the removal of Article 370,